Hey guys, Dr. Kahu here and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be doing a new what if, and that is, what if Deku was Madara's reincarnation, the movie. Now of course guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and because I'm going to be doing more of these reincarnation movies on Naruto, on Deku, on My Hero Academia and Dragon Ball Z, hopefully I'll get into One Piece. I've been watching a lot of that, but you'll stay tuned for that guys. So yeah, I won't jibber jabber, I wouldn't mind any likes guys, but 200 likes guys, 200 likes and I'll just keep continuing no matter what, they faze me. And I just hope you guys are all doing well. Stay tuned on my community tab guys, because I've been putting type of schedule what I'm going to be doing now, only due to the fact that my new studio is pretty much working fine for me and I'm starting to get more comfortable with the time I have now. So hopefully I'll start to pump out videos, pump them out more and more, okay? Naruto what if tomorrow, so stay tuned. But yeah, I jibber jabbered enough guys, let's get into this new type of what if movie, and that is, what if Deku was Madara's reincarnation, the movie. So of course guys, let our story begin. Now our story is going to take place in the one above all Deku's realm. He's about to push out to a what if called what if Deku had an upgrade quirk, but just as he is about to push it, a Chakra stops him. And she goes, Deku, I have a question. And he goes, yes, Chakra? And he goes, well, since you made me wait for this what if, can we actually look at something else? And he goes, oh, what do you want to see? And she goes, well, this thing over there has been flashing in my mind and I've been actually wanted to look at it. And he goes, oh, that's my reincarnation files. Oh, let me bring it over here. And she goes, reincarnation files. And Naruto explains to her that he actually he's put in files a different type of multiversal connections to him, and he has other multiversal connection that I'll explain to you. But what goes down is he goes, oh yeah, so I placed them in files to make it easy for me to categorize what I want to watch, or what I want to show you if you want to see. And she goes, oh okay. So can we look at it? And the files open up, and right away the first thing that catches her eye is Madara-Uchiha. And she goes, oh, he looks really cute to be honest. And Naruto likes, oh, he's Madara-Uchiha, the ghost of the Uchiha from Konoha. And he looks and he goes, oh yeah, he's from this multiverse. I've been looking at it for a while. It's pretty interesting. I might get to the point where I interfere with that universe. Who knows, I may even merge some timelines together. We shall see the future. What do you think, Ochako? And she's like, yeah, fine, I would like to see what it would be like to see you as this guy's reincarnation. And Naruto goes, oh, you're going to be in for a treat. I can tell you right now, the story that you're going to see is just incredible. Especially how this person did live his life and how he technically died in the actual end. He was more powerful than nearly anyone besides two young kids. And she's like, two young kids? And she goes, that's a story for another time. But let's get into it. Push onto the file and let it begin. And she goes, okay. She touches the file and she goes, this is what you get for making me wait a whole story, and he smiles, understanding that that's exactly what she was going to do. So Izuku and Chakra sit back and they watch what if Deku was Madara's reincarnation. So the story begins. Back in the Naruto world, at the end of the Great Shinobi War, the Great Fourth Shinobi War, Madara Uchiha is lying down, pretty much about to die, with Hashirama, the reanimated version, looking at him. And as Madara closes his eye and he completely dies and leaves this world, what ends up going down is Hagoromo in the afterlife states, it is not your time, young man. You have done a great many things, both negative and possibly positive for the world. And so in turn, I give you another chance. You'll be reincarnating in a new world, a new form. I hope you can reform from the mistakes you made in this world. Hagoromo waves his hands and Madara Uchiha's spirit, his soul, his very essence disappears entirely. And what goes down is young Izuku Midoriya is born. Now, this Izuku Midoriya is born with the same exact color hair as Madara, even the similar spiky hair, you know? And everything, even his physical attributes will look like Madara, alright? What goes down is Hisashi looks at him and goes, well, he's got the dark hair just like me, but he doesn't have your hair color. But he doesn't second guess it because, you know, he's got dark hair. And what goes down is Izuku is born and he grows up the same as any normal kid. However, one unique difference is about Izuku. He's a prodigy. He's just really good at knowing things. Hisashi, even Inko don't even know why, but Izuku is just so knowledgeable, so fast, so strong. For a 3-4-year-old kid, it makes no sense. So no kid should be this strong. No kid should be this fast, you know. And so as Naruto goes on his life, he's a prodigy, and he's the only one in this world that can utilize chakra. I'm just gonna make it very clear. So everyone else, they can use their own abilities. Naruto is the only one with a chakra quirk, as they're going to state. And with that, Naruto is going to eventually, but slowly but surely, awaken more and more parts of Madara's memories, okay? Bear in mind, before we start, I'm just going to break down this Izuku, Midoriya, or Madara's reincarnation's abilities. When Madara died at the Great Ninja War at the end, after losing the Ten Tails within him, he still had his Eternal Mangekyo, he still had Hashirama cells within his body, yes, and he still had Hashirama Senju's ability to go into Sage Mode. Now bear in mind, I'm not going to give him the Rinnegan just yet, just due to the fact that Madara, even though he awoke in the Rinnegan, and he's still awoken the Rinnegan in the 4th Great Shinobi War, I'm just going to state for now, Izuku's overpowered as it is. I don't want to make it too overpowered, but he's going to have all the powers that Madara Uchiha at the end of the war did, except for 6-path Sage Mode, okay? That is it. Or any tail beast. But anyway, let's continue with the story. At the age of 4, Izuku is just so good to the point where Hisashi and Inko have to try to figure out what to do with this kid with all his energy. But it surprises them how calm he can be, how patient he can sit and meditate for hours, or how vibrant and fast he is jumping off the walls backwards or forth. It blows their mind. But one thing they notice about their son, he's precise. He's able to chuck 1 stone, and then chuck 5 stones, and then 10 stones, and they will scatter and bounce off each other perfectly. It blows their mind. And so at the age of 4, Izuku goes to the doctors, just like every other kid would, and he states by the doctors that effectively Izuku Midoriya is quirkless. But for some reason this doesn't break Izuku's heart. Inko looks at Izuku. By this time, Hisashi Midoriya hasn't left the picture yet, but a situation is going to lead into place where this does. Inko is about to console his son, but Izuku's like, it's alright, quirk or not, I'm still the fastest kid around. No matter what. Izuku puts his hand up in the sky, I'm going to become number 1. And the doctor likes Izuku's, his confidence, but at the same time doesn't want to give him false hope. Inko also likes the confidence, but at the same time she's kind of confused, because her son exhibits extreme power for a kid. So she just keeps it to herself, but she don't tell the doctor. They go home and she just states to Izuku, I think the doctor was wrong, my son. And he goes, why is that, mom? And she explains that no one moves as fast as you, no one's as strong as you, no one can sense like you. No one is as special as you, my young Izuku. She taps him on the head and he smiles. Ah, mom, thank you. But quirk or not, I'm still going to be number 1, no matter what, just like All Might. Izuku smiles, and what goes down that night, he has a sleep. And in that sleep, he has brief visions upon a memory that shouldn't exist, upon a life that he doesn't know. Showing flashes of war, of actual terror, horror, certain aspects, and even seeing a person that resembles what he looks like, but not. A younger version to him. And then as he looks upon, he sees an older version, that being Madara himself, in a battle against another person, Hashirama Senju. And as he's going through his mind, he's in the real world, he's sweating, energy is erupting from his body, and Izuku's starting to shake the room. Inko comes in and sees Izuku, and sees this partially formed ribcage, this dark blue ribcage, a small one though, around Izuku while he's floating, the room shaking. And then as Inko goes to reach out for Izuku, what goes down, the whole room calms down. Izuku slowly but surely wakes up to feel the presence of his mum, and I'm grabbing him. Izuku's Susanoo deactivated the moment she touched it, because that's the one person he felt safe with, besides his dad. But what goes down is she hugs him and he hugs her back, and she states, did you have a nightmare? And he goes, I don't know, mum, but I have memories in my mind that shouldn't be mine. I have memories of a whole world entirely. Izuku looks at his hands, bear in mind he's only a 4-year-old kid. He starts to weave fire style in a small way, and as he finishes the hand signs, he goes fire style, fireball jutsu, shoots a little fireball, and it comes right out of his mouth, hitting the wall. Inko is shocked, and Izuku uses wind style to blow it out. And what goes down, Inko goes, how did you do that? And Izuku goes, Mom, I think I am something else. He clenches his fist, and she goes into the living room, and bear in mind this is in the middle of the night. What goes down is Inko is talking to Izuku, and Izuku explains everything, that he believes that he's the reincarnation of someone, because this works in their world. He understands it. He states to his mom, he puts his hands together and starts walking on the walls. And she goes, how are you doing that? And he goes, I'm manipulating what is called Chakra. Naruto tries to activate the Sharingan, but it doesn't work. He's like, strange, how was I able to activate the Susanoo? And then Izuku's like, how am I remembering these things? What's going on? This is confusing Izuku and Inko. And so what happens is Izuku goes back to the doctors, and next day in the doctor state, yeah, no, Izuku has no quirk, it just shows right there in their stupid findings just because of a toe. That's stupid, that's ridiculous. And there's mutations out there, and they go off this toe theory. That's dumb. What if someone's a snake? Do they still go, oh, he's got no quirk, he's a mutant? Yes, I know he's a mutant, but still, it's the idea. It's a dumb analysis. But what goes down is, as the doctor says this, Izuku summons a little bit of the Susanoo ribcage without activating the Mangekyo. And why you say that? Because Madara, being blind, was able to summon the massive Susanoo, okay, and fight the tail beast off before he got the Renegon, and after his arm got smashed off by the stacking of all 9 tails attack on him. So bear that in mind, okay, and Izuku has all of that potential. And what goes down is the doctor is shocked that Izuku did this, and he goes, you must be something special, kid, something we haven't seen before. At this very time, Hisashi Midoria comes in from his business trip, and he goes, well, kiddo, you got a quirk, incredible. I can't wait to see this, and your mother told me that you breathe fire out. And Naruto goes, that's not really what happened, but yeah, Dad, that is. And Hisashi Midoriya is happy and goes, well, kid, it's time to practice this ability of yours. And so what goes back, what happens is Izuku spends the next 2 years training with his dad, doing martial arts classes, everything, pushing himself beyond normal. The doctor calls Izuku's quirk Chakra. And so Izuku's like, sweet, he don't mind. And as he begins to fight, he easily beats his dad in hand-to-hand combat. It's like Izuku was born to it. But what goes down is Izuku starts to realize he's actually really strong, and any injuries he sustained, he immediately heals. Which begs the question, he's really this person's reincarnation. Izuku looks at it, but he can't really remember the name fully. It's just right there on the tip of his tongue. But just the memories keep coming backwards and forth. All the jutsus and all the stuff keep coming into his mind. And Izuku's just like, this is strange but cool. But he's seen the guy's perspective. Not fully yet, but he's seen parts of the perspective. And this is what kind of scares him. Because he sees that this person wanted to destroy the world in a sort of manner. And Izuku's like, I am not like that. I want to become like All Might. No, I want to become better. I want to make sure that with the powers I have, I can help change this world for the better. And so as Hisashi and Izuku train until the age of 6, what goes down is they go out as a family. They go out for a cruise on one of Izuku's holidays, or Izuku's school holidays. And as they're on a cruise, what ends up going down is a bad thing happens. As they're on one of the other islands in Japan, Izuku and them are at a shopping area, and Hisashi actually gets held as a hostage. Izuku is about to do something, but Hisashi puts his hands up and goes, no son, look, this person has this type of shadowy grip on Hisashi, pulling out a part of his shadow, holding onto him, and has these spikes that are just wrapped around his arm, meaning Izuku can't do nothing, and if he tries, then the guy will kill him. But what goes down is Izuku notices that also his mum's taken. What goes down is these criminals all orchestrate and work together to try and subdue, and they're about to take Izuku, but Izuku immediately he body flips and kicks one guy straight in the head, and he goes to the guy that has his mother and he manages to uppercut the guy and kick him away. But in doing so, the guy that had Hisashi ripped Hisashi's arm off and put his arm right through Hisashi's chest. As Izuku sees this, he instantly goes berserk. His Susanoo activates partially, grabs the guy, and as this goes down, Izuku starts to tear up. He looks straight up and his eyes turn into the 3 Tomoe Sharingan. Izuku immediately grabs him and starts to crush him and slam him down. He doesn't realize that his Sharingan activated. But what goes down is as Izuku keeps slamming him down, what happens is Izuku just has this overwhelming power to just destroy him. He instantly deactivates his Susanoo and starts to get it to a perfect hand-to-hand combat, destroying his body entirely. And just as he was about to throw the final blow, what ended up going down is Hisashi says, Izuku, stop! Izuku stops his hand, almost killing the guy, and then throws the guy away. Izuku rushes to his dad and he cries, like he tells him, let me help you, just let me try. He tries to do something to give him blood, he just panics, and he goes, don't worry about me, my son. Go help your mother. Go. He taps his son's face and goes, your mother needs you. Because Hisashi knows that he's going to die. He is. And Izuku just starts to hear this monologue in his mind, of when everything dies. The world is a curse. Hearing Madara's speech in the back of his head, and Izuku goes, damn these words. No, the world is not a curse. Everything happens for a reason. As Izuku turns around to go help his mum, she was a little bit injured, but she was fine. And he goes to take care of her, and as this goes down, his dad smiles and as Izuku sees this, the last thing he sees with the Sharingan is his dad his dad's last words before he runs out of air and dies. He goes, "Become the number one hero." And he completely dies, and Izuku just bursts into tears. His Susanoo fully envelops half the body, of course, while Izuku's just in absolute rage mode and breaking the entire building above him. The pro heroes that are around see this, and at first they go to attack this gigantic type of Susanoo thing, but it disappears as fast as it appeared. And Izuku's crying, holding his mum, and Inko's crying too because, well, he's actually died. They're right next to him, and they go to hug him. Now what goes down is a couple of days transpire, and because Izuku illegally uses quirk, he goes on a form of probation. Yeah, 6-year-old kid, makes no damn sense, but this is what happens. Inko himself too, like, yeah, has actually died, but yeah, Izuku used his quirk, so it's more important. Stupid society. Izuku sees this and he hates it. It makes him angry, growing up, and he resents how the society is used, how it's worked, you know. And so, instead of Inko going into a depressive state, she's more fiery and determined than ever. She sees her son's determination. He pushes himself, and so Inko encourages him to do everything he can to become the number one, just like his father wanted him to. And Izuku pushes himself every day. He begins training for the next couple of years. I'll just state in next, because he's around 14, he'll be 6 years old, and this is a good about 10 years from now. Well, nah, about good 8 years. Izuku is training, and when he trains, he's been training all his abilities he have. He's mastered every single ability that Madara had mastered by the time it came to the 10-month time gap. Bear in mind, Katsuki Bakugo was there, but Izuku just paid no mind to him. He didn't phase him. The one altercation they ever had, Bakugo tried to show his superiority and explode Izuku, but Izuku made a Susanoo ribcage and then made a big ass Susanoo. That's to show the difference between him and Katsuki Bakugo. At first, Bakugo thought it was an illusion. This is at age 8, but when he blew it up, nothing. The ribcage stayed, and Izuku instantly started turning. He unintentionally activated the Mangekyo because Katsuki Bakugo brought up the fact that Izuku's dad died, like brought it up unintentionally, and Izuku instantly exploded into the perfect Susanoo, the big gigantic one, and Sasuke, my bad. Bakugo looks up and he's just freaking out. Izuku goes, "How do you want to die, Katsuki Bakugo?" He's about to unsheath the sword, but he sees the teacher, and Bakugo is just scared, like, what the hell? What the hell is that power? Izuku instantly body focuses down, deactivates the Susanoo, and he looks at Bakugo right in his eyes with his Sharingan, his Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and instantly puts him in the Genjutsu, making him feel absolute pain and fear for a brief moment. And as the teacher runs up to Izuku and asks him what goes down, Izuku goes, "Nothing. I just wanted to see how big my quirk manifested." And it manifested really well. I'm sorry about that. Izuku walks away, and the teacher's like, "Wow, that was scary." He looks at Bakugo, and Bakugo's shivering. He pees his pants. He's just in the most biggest fear ever. Anytime Bakugo sees Izuku, he's scared. Instantly scared. His ego's gone. Like there's none of this Bakugo, "I'm gonna kill you" type of stuff. I'm a rival to Izuku. No, Izuku broke Bakugo at age 8. And even though he trains everything like that, he's not the Bakugo you see in canon. Yes, he's going to go into UA, but was reserved, quiet. Even though he's got exploding nature, he's no longer cocky Bakugo at all. At all. Izuku scares him. And so what goes down is, Izuku, as I said, mastered all his abilities. This is before the start of My Hero Academia, so yes, of course Izuku's bloody broken. He hasn't got access to the Renegon yet, nor does he have access to Sage Mode yet, okay? Bear in mind, he still has that part of Hashirama, that's with Madara's body. And so in turn, Izuku gets a scar across his chest, much like how Hashirama's face there. But it's not a face though, it's just a scar, okay? But that's the symbol where Hashirama should have been, where the Sage Mode will build up. So when he does go into Sage Mode, yeah, that's what it was. Okay, I'm just not telling you guys this because, one, this is an OP broken Deku, and two, that's Naruto-Ashura, guys. Like, it's like having 6-path Naruto or Sasuke here. Come on, Madara's boss. Anyone not gonna deny that? Yeah. But anyway, what goes down is, as he's watching a giant villain go down, Izuku's like, "Look at these fake heroes. The society's so whack." Izuku body flickers right by the giant guy before Kamu Woods and Mount Lady get there, and he goes, "Hey you, what the hell's your problem?" He looks back at Izuku and he goes, "What?" Izuku Sharingan looks right at him. The giant guy completely collapses. And Izuku, "You're wasting bloody time." Kamu Woods looks at Izuku and he goes, "Hey kid, what did you just do?" And Izuku goes, "Your job, but better." And as Kamu Woods is about to appear by Izuku, Izuku body flickers away. He's like, What happened?" Everyone's like, "What? They're shocked. Izuku gets us what's it called, to the final day of class. He walks in, and he's late, of course, but no one pays no mind. They're all scared of Izuku. Izuku, he don't play nice when you want to ruin his mood, put down anyone that's weak. Like, yes, he has Madara's abilities, but he still cares for weak people, quirkless people, all that stuff. He's for justice, not for anyone that wants to be a bully or look down upon people because they have weak quirks. Izuku hates that. And so he shows them, with this powerful quirk, it doesn't matter. You must always help your weakest link. And who's that? The weakest person around you, even if it's a quirkless person. You help them out. Now, Izuku, even though he has the Sharingan and an awakening just like every other Uchiha, Izuku's resolve is strong, and he keeps it. He keeps the resolve because his mum shows him continuous love and continuously backs him up. This is the difference that compared to Madara and Sasuke and all of them. Like Sarada, she's able to progress so far because she's got so much people that love her. She's got a Hokage that sees her as the next Hokage, you know. She's got the strongest Kunoichi in Konoha, her mother, backing her up. Sasuke is the second strongest person in the village after Naruto, and he backs her. So in turn, Sarada is more powerful than any Uchiha due to love, you know. And that's what changes Izuku from Madara's mentality is Inko. Even if he loses his mum, that would be just a massive more grand statement that he shows where he's lacking. And so, as the teacher reads out in the school on their last day, Bakugo turns around to Izuku and goes, "Hey Izuku," and he goes, "Oh yeah, yo Kachan, what's up?" And he goes, "Have you put your name down for UA?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, of course I have. You know, I'm gonna destroy All Might." And Bakugo goes, "I can see that, I already can." And Izuku goes, "Are you coming, Kachan?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm coming, of course. I'm not gonna be put too far in your dust." And Izuku smiles, you know. He goes, "Well, that's cool. That's really cool. What about the rest of you?" Everyone looks at Izuku and goes, "Nah, no, not really. They have their own type of things they want to do. They feel that they're not strong enough." And Izuku goes, "Everyone's strong enough. It's not your quirk that makes you strong, it's you. If you make yourself strong, your quirk will work with you." Everyone hears this and takes this to heart. Bakugo definitely hears this and understands, because Izuku, even though they had their situation, they've trained in a sense, despite Izuku ignoring partial idiotic things that Bakugo used to do. And so, the whole entire scenario of their class itself, they try their best, but unfortunately, they just know that they can't be like Bakugo and Izuku. And so, at the end of the day, Izuku and Bakugo are leaving, and he goes, "So what are you up to now, Kachan?" And he goes, "Oh, well, I was going to go to town and get this game for me. You guys want to come?" And he goes, It sounds cool, but my mom's making a mean-as miso ramen with pork." And he's like, "Yum, I want to come visit." He goes, "Maybe I should come instead." And he goes, "Yeah, come over, it's alright, Kachan. I was going to take this way home anyway. Just that my mom started cooking, so it won't be long." He goes, "And this is either the fast way or the long way. Who knows? It allows me to practice my quirk. I always used to walk up and down the stairs and put weights on me." And Bakugo goes, "Oh yeah." And so they get to the underpass, you know, the bridge, and Izuku walks on the roof and goes, "This is what I mean. I sit up here and just meditate. I just hold weights over my shoulders and just pull them back." And Bakugo goes, "Man, you're crazy strong. It's incredible." And Izuku goes, "Thanks, but don't worry, you're strong too. You're strong than a lot of people around. I've seen people with a lot of quirks, and you're not a fake hero, Kachan. Definitely." Now, both Izuku and Bakugo have that mentality. They hate fake heroes, and it makes them irritated. You know, the value upon these celebrity heroes really pisses them off, you know. Hard work, determination. Certain aspects, not about the limelight, it's about being a hero. And Bakugo takes this to heart from Izuku. And so as this goes down, Izuku senses something, and immediately the sludge monster jumps out of the manhole and rushes at them and goes, "Great, give me your body, kid. I don't know that Freak was in town." Izuku sees this, and as the sludge monster makes eye contact with Izuku, Bakugo was about to react, but he's like, wait. And Izuku just looks right at the sludge monster and he goes, "Stop." Boom! The sludge monster completely stops, and Izuku has him under a genjutsu, and Izuku makes the sludge monster pretty much sit down. The sludge monster's like just nervous, scared, he doesn't know what to do. And as Izuku releases the genjutsu, the sludge monster's like, "How did you get into my head, kid? I'm so sorry, please don't do that again. I'll do anything." And Izuku's like, "Oh, you'll do anything? Alright. Well, stay pretty until All Might gets here." And Bakugo goes, "All Might?" And Izuku goes, "Yeah, All Might's here." And yep, sure enough, All Might pops out of the manhole and goes, "Not to worry, citizens, for I am here." And Izuku's like, "All Might?" All Might looks at him and is like, "Whoa. Are you kids alright?" Looks at the sludge monster and he's about to like punch him and goes, "It's alright, All Might. I subdued him. My ability pretty much went into his mind and I practically made him see his worst fears continuously until he surrendered to me. And the Sludge Monster looks at All Might, and All Might goes, "Is this true?" The Sludge Monster looks at him and goes, "I surrender, All Might. Please save me." All Might sees the fear in the Sludge Monster and looks at the kid and he goes, "Wow, kid, you must be something to put fear in this guy." And he ran from me. He's not running from you, he's full on running to me now. And Izuku's like, "Yeah, because if I was in this position and I saw what I saw, yeah, I'll be just as scared as well." But yeah, different resolve, different people. Well, anyway, nice to meet you, All Might. Can I get an autograph anyway before we leave? He goes, "You're a real hero and I look up to you." I look up to those type of real heroes. Unlike Endeavor and them, they're not real heroes, they're fakes. They only do it for the glory. I hate that. All Might looks at Izuku. Bakugo agrees too, even though he's like full on wants a fanboy over All Might. All Might goes, "I see. Well, I understand that your thinking is pretty understandable, a little bit dangerous, but understandable. So what do you two plan on doing anyway?" Izuku goes, "Well, we plan on going to UA. Right now we got 10 months of practically training and a little bit of schooling, so me and Katsuki Bakugo over here are going to be training for a bit." He goes, "Well, I see. Well, if you guys thinking about training, why don't you go to Dagobah Beach? Go to the council and ask if you can apply for your hero license, or not hero license, but the ability to use the quirks in cleaning the beach." And Izuku goes, "Wow, that's actually a pretty good idea. Yeah, you need to work on your physical body, Kachan." And he goes, "Yeah, true. You always tell me that working on your physical abilities helps work on your quirks." And he goes, "Yeah, definitely." And it's alright, I agree. All Might goes, "Wow, that's some pretty sound advice. I like it. Well, I hope to see you both in UA. I'm going to be a teacher there, so if you guys can, please keep it a secret." Izuku's like, "Oh good, All Might, sweet as." All Might goes, "Well, thank you guys for your help, and I appreciate everything. Well, let's go, you." The Sludge Monster jumps into the bottle, because All Might's not going to give him a chance, and he jumps away. Both Izuku and Bakugo are like, "Whoa, that was All Might?" But Izuku saw something weird about All Might, as if his aura was kind of corrupted. Like, Izuku, with his Sharingan, can see, well, people's life forces, Chakra, in a sense, even though no one can use Chakra, okay? Izuku's the only one that can use Chakra, but people's life forces he can see. And when he looks at them, he sees everyone's Chakra pathways moving naturally, normally. But All Might's is kind of corrupted, and he sees it by his left chest area, a ribcage area where the Chakra is pulling in a corrupted way. And he goes, that looks serious. If by my calculations, All Might's getting weaker by that injury. Interesting, I must talk to him about that later. Izuku and Bakugo walk in. Bakugo goes, "Man, that was serious." And he goes, Izuku's like, "Yeah, but don't worry." So they go back home, and Izuku and Inko and Bakugo begin to eat some miso ramen pork. Naruto, because I love Ichiraki ramen. Yeah, that's just awesome. I eat that all the time when I can. Well, I try to make it because, Dr. Kahu loves that. Anyway, what goes down is Bakugo just eats food. He tells his mum he's going to stay at Izuku's, and they kick it for the day, playing video games and just training a little bit, doing hand-to-hand combat. And so the next day they go to submit their application to apply to use their quirks at the beach, but it gets approved immediately, which shocks Izuku and Bakugo. And then Izuku looks at the person that gave it to him and goes, "Why did we get it so fast? By my understanding, it will take a month or two just to get a message back from you guys." And they go, "Oh, All Might came and told me that 2 young men were going to come ask for the permission to clean the beach and use their quirks at the same time, so we did that. And Izuku, but you need someone to be watching." And Izuku goes, "Oh, I can get my mother to come watch us. She's been watching me all my life train, so she understands certain things and she knows the law when it comes to quirks." And he goes, "Well, as long as that's okay with her, then I'm fine with it." Izuku's like, "Sweet, Kachan, let's go." And so they go to Dagobah Beach. Izuku's mum meets him there, and then for the next 3 to 4 weeks, both Izuku and Bakugo begin to move the trash. At first, they don't use none of their quirks; they just push themselves physically. For Izuku, it doesn't really do much because he's really strong, thanks to having both Madara and Hashirama cells within his body. Like, he's just ridiculously strong. And Bakugo is the one that's actually gaining the main strength boosts from this. What goes down is, over these weeks, All Might comes, but not as All Might, as Toshinori, and he begins to talk to Inko every single time he comes. Izuku notices and goes, "Who the hell is that strange man with my mother?" But when he looks at him, every single time he looks at him, something about his chakra looks exactly the same as All Might. But in that tiny form, you don't see the corruption, you just see the result of that corruption. And so Izuku waits one day. And so when it came to the day, about let's say 5 weeks after starting, they're making significant progress, but Izuku goes, "Now it's time for us to use our quirks, right?" And Bakugo goes, "Nah, I quite literally like moving this trash like this. It's actually making me stronger and more fitter." And Izuku goes, "Cool." And in the back of his, on the corner of his eyes, he sees All Might talking with Inko again in the tiny form. Immediately, Izuku says, "Well, keep going, Kachan. I need to speak to my mother about something." Izuku appears, body flickers bright by All Might and Inko, and All Might notices Izuku. He's like, "Whoa, this kid just covered about 2 kilometers worth of distance in the blink of an eye, like it was nothing. What the hell?" Izuku's like, "So, Mom, are you gonna tell me who this is?" Inko smiles and slaps Izuku and goes, "1, shut up, have that time with me, boy. And 2, this is Toshinori Yagi." Izuku goes, "I see. Hey Toshinori, why do you have the same injury as All Might?" Toshinori's like, "Ugh, what do you mean?" Izuku's eyes activate into the Sharingan. "My eyes are special. They're called the Sharingan, and I can see pretty much your life force, your pathways, your chakra energy. And when I remember seeing All Might for the first time, I saw his chakra moving fine until I looked at the left side of his ribcage, where the chakra pulled in a negative fashion. Now, when I look at you, I see the result of that negative aspect of that injury. Is that really you, All Might?" And All Might just looks at Izuku and he's shocked. He's like, "How did you... you just told me." "Yeah, kid, this is me when I'm not in my buff form." Inko's shocked and she's like, "What?" And All Might goes, "Yeah, I'm sorry about this, Inko. I wasn't lying to you guys. It's just..." And Izuku's like, "I'm fine. I'm quite happy. At first I saw this random guy, took him to my mother, and I was like, does this guy want me to squish him, really?" Almost like, whoa. But now that I know it's you, I'm fine with that. "Well, see ya, Mom. I'm going back to training." Izuku disappears right by Bakugo, and All Might goes, "He's really intimidating, isn't he?" Inko goes, he's just my loving son. After his father died, he's just been super protective of me. His quirk immediately manifested more because of it." And All Might goes, "I see. So this kid's really powerful, I see." And so what goes down is for the next 6 months, Izuku and Bakugo, they only move the trash physically. They don't use none of their quirks, even though they want to. They use their quirks to fight each other. Mostly Bakugo uses his quirk, and Izuku just uses his martial arts skills. And Izuku helps Bakugo develop his fighting style to the point where it's amazing. He's able to use his abilities to an extreme amount. And the only reason why I'm bringing Bakugo as a main training person is because, well, Izuku is Izuku still, okay? And even though he would have shown his superiority over Bakugo, he wouldn't have lorded it over him. Instead, he would have allowed Bakugo to make up for his mistakes, and in turn, this is why they're friends. Because Bakugo apologized for him being an idiot. It's alright. And so as Izuku and Bakugo at the 6-month period, this is when All Might appears. And Izuku goes, "All Might?" And he goes, "Ah, young Midoria, nice to see you again. Even you, Katsuki Bakugo." Bakugo says, "Just call me Bakugo, All Might." "Sorry." And he goes, "It's alright, kid. Cool as." Now All Might looks at Izuku and goes, "Well, I was going to ask you, young Midoria, if you can be my successor. However, after witnessing for the last 6 months how powerful you are, I can tell by just your own sheer strength alone that you always hold back, and just by my own assumption, you're as powerful as me, if not more powerful." Izuku's like, "Well, thank you, All Might. I appreciate that. I try not to be arrogant about my power." And he goes, "No, not at all. In fact, you're the model citizen. You're the best person I've ever seen with such powerful quirk like yours, and be humble about it. You definitely remind me of me." Izuku's like, "Thank you, All Might." And he goes, "And it comes to you, Bakugo. Now, as I stated, I wanted Izuku to be my successor. However, I see that you are doing fine. In fact, I believe with the right guidance, and that being Izuku Midoriya, you can become a great hero with my quirk as well." Bakugo goes, "Your quirk?" And All Might explains one for all for one, and reveals his skinny form. And as Bakugo sees it, he's quite nervous, but Izuku goes, "Kachan, you should take it." And he's like, "But..." And he goes, "Kachan, maybe this could help you catch up to me." Bakugo looks at Izuku. Izuku goes, "I know how much you've been trying to even catch up to my true strength, and as you just heard from All Might, I never try fighting you, okay? I'm nowhere near using even 3% of my true power when me and you fight." And Bakugo's like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm sorry that it sounds so stupid, Kachan, but that's the truth. Maybe with All Might's power, me and you can train and become even greater. What do you say?" Bakugo looks at Izuku and goes, "You believe I can become as strong as you?" And he goes, "Of course I can. I believe anyone can become strong. You just put your mind to it. And getting All Might's quirk, that's incredible. Why would you miss up the chance?" And I have to agree with All Might. I would not have accepted this power. My own power itself alone is more stronger than his. I know this, but I'm not an egotistical idiot. And Bakugo goes, "Well, if you have faith that I'll become strong with that, of course. Yeah, All Might, I'll definitely take your quirk. All Might smiles. Well, of course, kid. I know it's gonna seem gross, but I need you to eat my hair. And Buck goes, what? And he goes, eat this! And Inko's right there smiling, and she goes, are you serious, Toshinori? And he looks at her and goes, well, of course. This is the only way he can get my quirk, by ingesting my DNA. And she goes, hold on, Katsuki. She grabs the hair off All Might and she goes, if you're gonna feed the kid something, put it on some food. She gives him a mochi ball, you know, and puts the hair inside of it and goes, eat this. And Baku goes, thanks, Aunt Inko. You always know how to make things better. All Might's like, sorry about that, kid. I wish my sensei did the same. Man. And Bakugo goes, and so as they eat, Inko and them all eat together. All Might goes, I'm very proud of you two, though. You guys cleaned this beach. Everything about this beach is clean. The council themselves approved you guys to use your quirks all the time around here because you guys are the ones that cleaned the beach. You guys are going to be interviewed later, just to get recognition, of course, and everyone's going to find out that you guys have been kind of training with me. Izuku's like, yeah, but we haven't been training with you. All Might goes, not yet anyway. Izuku smiles like, yes, actual training. He's so excited. Baku goes kind of nervous but excited too. And so it goes down as for the next 4 months, All Might, Izuku and Bakugo proceed to train non-stop, okay? And they train fully. All Might, however, always understands how far he can push himself due to the fact that he times out. So Izuku states that he will train with Bakugo every time he times out. And so both Izuku and Bakugo train non-stop. And the reason why Bakugo is so strong is, one, he's got Madara Izuku as his training buddy, okay? And this Madara was the 4th great shinobi ninja Madara with Hashirama cells. So he's maximum, like, stupid, ridiculously strong, okay? And so Izuku and Bakugo train hardcore with All Might. And what goes down is by the end of the 10 months, Bakugo can use at least 45% of One for All. He can use Black Whip and Float at the same time with explosions. Bakugo has learnt Full Cowling, 45%. He's getting to the point where he can almost use Fire Jin. But Bakugo is really strong. He's already passed his own singularity point. And this makes Izuku proud of his best friend. They have become more close, you know. And Izuku's like, Kachan, you're something else. And he goes, yeah, you are too. How much of power are you using now against me? And he goes, 15%. Bakugo's hurt. He's really hurt. But he's like, it's alright, don't worry. You're really powerful. Don't forget, the reason why you actually technically can't do nothing to me is because of my eyes. And Bakugo goes, if I take your eyes out, and he goes, you'll never take my eyes out. Izuku smiles. They both smile at each other. And All Might goes, alright kids, this is your guys' last day of training before UA. I want to see you both go at it 100%. Do you understand me? And Izuku's like, 100%? Are you really sure? Bakugo won't be able to start UA if I go 100% on him. And All Might goes, you will not go 100%. You will only stay at go at least 20%. And Izuku's like, alright then. Dark blue aura appears around Izuku, and Bakugo's kind of nervous, understanding that Izuku at 15% is stronger than him. At 20%, he doesn't even know he can even take Izuku. Izuku's like, well, come on, Kachan. Let's give it a go. But wait, All Might, what about Kachan's injuries? And he goes, oh, I have that sorted out. Meet Recovery Girl. She's the head nurse of UA. The reason why UA can be the way it is. She's very powerful with her healing abilities. And Izuku's like, oh, healing abilities? Recovery Girl. Oh, I know of you. That's pretty cool. Oh, okay. Ready, Kachan? And as he's about to say that, Recovery Girl goes, please don't overhurt him though, because he'll be too tired. Maybe he won't be able to do the entrance exam. And Izuku's like, oh, fair enough. And before they fight again, All Might goes, there's one thing I want to do though, Midoria. And Izuku's like, what? And he goes, unfortunately, I don't want you to do the entrance exams with Katsuki Bakugo. Not because I know you will smash it, but you'll destroy everything about it. However, I have given you a referral. It's much harder than the entrance exams where you take on what are known as 0 pointers, okay? I told him your quirk, your abilities, and Principal Nezu wants to test you out 100% in a controlled manner, okay? Izuku's like, well, sweet as. And goes, can we begin our fight? And Bakugo goes, you just really want to beat me up, don't you? And Izuku's like, well, not beat you up per se, but test you. And he goes, alright then. Bakugo really instantly goes full cowling, 45%. Black Whip starts to appear out of his body, and his Black Whips exhibit explosions out of it. And his Bakugo jumps up in the air, begins to float, and he shoots his Black Whip explosions, now that he's got a range attack kind of. And as he comes at Izuku, Izuku smiles and goes, that's very cool, Kachan. I'm so grateful you learnt this, become so strong. But that's not gonna matter. 20% of my abilities. Let's give this a go. Izuku weaves his hand signs. He immediately does one. He goes one star extreme vortex jutsu. A massive tornado smacks his Bakugo's black whips away and begins to do a screaming vortex of wind around him. And then Izuku puts his hands together and he does water star water dragon jutsu. A massive water dragon appears out of the ocean right by them, almost like wow. Bakugo's nervous. Izuku jumps on the water dragon and he goes, "What do you think, Kachan?" And it's like, I surrender. And Izuku's like, "Not a chance." He jumps on the dragon, kicking the dragon towards Bakugo. Bakugo gives everything he got to one massive explosion while he can. He puts both his hands together and he goes, "Damn it all! 40%. He's thinking 40% won't work. I gotta break my arms." He goes, "One for all, 100%. Full eruption." There's a big explosion, 100% explosion, destroying the entire water dragon, making a massive explosion that actually surprises Izuku. And what happens is Bakugo hits the ground entirely as if he just rocketed himself to the ground. His arms are completely broken. He's pretty much bruised, but he's out of breath. He goes, "What the hell?" Izuku's still flying in the air with the Susanoo ribcage around him. He goes, "Nice try, but really cool use of your abilities, but you broke your arms." Bakugo goes, "I didn't even hurt you, and that was at 100%. Izuku goes, "Oh, you did. Look, you cracked a little piece of my Susanoo." And Bakugo goes, "Just cracked? You can repair that, right?" And Izuku's like, snaps his finger, and the Susanoo deactivates. It reactivates again. He goes, "Oh yes, I can." And Bakugo goes, he completely collapses. The recovery girl goes, "I'll let this boy sleep for a bit, and then I'll heal him fully." And she goes, "Did you really try?" He goes, 20%. Almost like, oh wow. Oh well, that's good. And so what goes down, All Might gives them a mean feed, or feeds them. And what goes down is they go home, they get ready for UA, and it comes the next day. Both Izuku and Bakugo appear at UA. Bakugo comes by the normal way, and Izuku just body flickers the entire way there, because he's not going to catch a train, public transport. Psh, waste of time. Bakugo uses float to get there, which is why he gets there pretty fast. And when Bakugo lands, Izuku appears right next to him. He goes, "Took you long enough, Kachan." And Bakugo goes, Yeah, whatever." He goes, "How long you been here?" He goes, "About an hour." And he goes, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, I ran around the entire perimeter of the school. It's quite interesting. I went at the entire ins and outs of the school too, without even setting foot inside this building. I looked at the school floor plan. I know everything about it." And he goes, "Takes you to learn that, eh, nerd?" Izuku's like, "No, not a nerd, just super observant." And they smile, and as they go into the school and they get ready to go into the atrium, Izuku at the back of his eye sees a Chakra about to fall, and instantly body flickers and catches her and stands her up, and he goes, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Oh, what just happened? I was about to fall apart." And he goes, "Oh, I used my ability to save you. I can move extremely fast. Yeah. Are you okay though?" And she goes, "Yeah, I'm alright. Thank you for doing it." He goes, "Not to worry. My name is Izuku Midoria, by the way. That blonde-haired fellow over there, that's Katsuki Bakugo, my best friend." He goes, "I hope you do well, okay? And hope to see you later." Izuku waves at her and she just blushes. Bear in mind, Izuku is tall. He's taller than Bakugo. He looks more like Madara. He looks like Madara, exactly, okay? With the hair and everything. And as Izuku gets into class, he sits down and they begin to talk, both Izuku and Bakugo. And Bakugo goes to Izuku as President Mike explained everything. He goes, "So you're gonna ask that girl on a date?" And he goes, No, I'm not, Kachan. But you should though." And he goes, "What?" And he goes, I saw your eyes. Don't lie to me anyway." And Bakugo goes, "Shut up!" And he looks he smiles at him. And what happens is Tenya Ida gets up and he berates President Mike. And as he's about to berate Izuku and Bakugo, Izuku looks at him with the Sharingan and it sends chills down Tenya Ida's spine. He's like, "Oh, I don't want to talk to that kid. That kid looks scary." President Mike sees this and he goes, "Oh, that's the kid that's going to be doing the recommendation from All Might? Incredible." And so after they do the written test, Bakugo and Izuku go off in their own separate part. Izuku goes to the recommendation area. That's his own independent city. While Bakugo himself goes to the UA entrance exam. Izuku fist bumps Bakugo and tells him, "Don't hold back. Give everything you got and destroy All Might's record. Now I know why he gave me recommendation, because I would have obliterated it. So it's up to you, Kachan." And he goes, "Yeah, I'll destroy it, alright?" They both fist bump and he goes, You do well." Bakugo leaves and he proceeds to obliterate the entire All Might school. He gets a total score of 300, I'm just gonna state. Izuku walks into a room, the recommendation room. As he gets there, he sees Momo and Todoroki. But because Izuku did his own paperwork, he didn't need to do the one for the recommendation. But he gets to Todoroki's like, who are you, and what are you doing here? And Izuku looks at him and goes, none of your business, bi-colored here. And he goes, what did you call me? And Izuku looks at him with his eyes changing red, and he goes, I called you bi-colored here, you rude fella. And at least introduce yourself instead of just going, what are you doing here? Izuku just looks at him with irritated, and Todoroki's like, just looks at Izuku, and Izuku goes, waste of time. And what goes down, as he walks, Izuku's name gets called out, Izuku Midoria, come out to the testing field Gamma, whatever. He gets there, and as he's walking in, he sees 3 0-point robots right in front of him. Izuku says, this is going to be fun. He clicks his fingers right away, he immediately body focus to one, he has a lightning star right in his hand, and he gets to the first 0-point in front of him and slams the lightning star as a fist, destroying the top of the head of the first one. And as he stands there, he looks around, he sees the other two coming. He instantly does wooden dragon jutsu, and it rips apart the 0-pointer that he's on. And another wooden dragon comes out, he jumps on its head, it jumps on the next, next 0-pointer, and he proceeds to do a massive fire-style majestic destroyer flames jutsu, obliterating the next 0-pointer like it's nothing, like it was his job. And as that 0-pointer gets destroyed, Izuku lands, he looks up at the next 0-pointer, and immediately, without even hesitating, he summons a partially formed Susanoo and cuts right through the other one like it was nothing as well. In doing so, Izuku passes the test, and as this goes down, they go, Izuku Midoriya, please exit blah 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 blah, and be ready for your exam or letters. As Izuku leaves, he's actually stopped by Aizawa and Principal Nezu. Aizawa goes, your quirk's incredible, kid. No nonsense, nothing like that. I like it. What's your name? Izuku goes, my name is Izuku Midoriya. Like you don't know. And Aizawa's like, this kid's got spunk. Nezu goes, well, I'm not going to waste your time. All Might gave me your recommendation and told me that you're more powerful than he is. And judging by what you just did right there, I can see you didn't even try. Izuku says, no, I didn't try. And he goes, I see. Well, I want to personally welcome you. I'm Principal Nezu. I'm technically the principal of the school. So welcome to UA, Izuku Midoriya. And he goes, thank you. And Aizawa goes, you'll be in my class. My name is Shoto Aizawa. And he goes, nice to meet you. And he goes, nice to meet you too, kid. And Izuku goes, well, I'm off to see if I can watch my best friend. And he goes, well, technically no student can come to watch, but because we're here to at least tell you that you have passed and you've shown us that you're extremely skilled, then why not? What's it called? Nezu's like, yeah, sweet as. And so Izuku follows them into the main room where they watch everyone else do their tests. Now bear in mind, Izuku's test is going to happen first, and Izuku passed it so fast that he was able to leave and watch Bakugo do the test. And as Izuku's using the Sharingan, he's watching everyone's movements. He's like, incredible. Everyone has unique abilities, but there's some people that have dumb abilities, like fake heroes. And what happens is, Aizawa sees this and he goes, if you want me to, if you can explain, what do you mean by fake heroes? Izuku points out, look at that kid over there, that boy with the purple things on his head. His quirk is great and all, but it's if you look at it really, what can it really do? If you fought someone as strong as me, do you reckon that can do anything? Aizawa looks at Izuku and goes, you're pretty true. Life is unfair and people with strong and weak quirks exist. That's how society is, and I actually don't like how we take in weak students too. And Izuku's like, don't get me wrong though, the students that enter into the hero course with certain quirks like this should be delegated, if you get me. Like as support heroes, rescue heroes. They follow as I told you, they follow a game with the purple great balls. They're sticky, they're perfect to help keep buildings together, or if he needs to bounce around to grab stuff, he's pretty good. It works like that. But however, as an actual hero student, that begs the question how much they can really do. Look at that person over there with the laser on his stomach. He's really powerful, but after a while he can't even do nothing. He's in absolute pain. What's that show? Aizawa looks at Izuku and he goes, you analyze this? And Izuku goes, unlike you guys, I can see everything here. And I go, my best friend Katsuki Bakugo over there, look at him. He's annihilating all the robots, but at the same time, he's saving people. And he goes, yes, look, he's got a destructive quirk, but at the same time, look what he can do with his quirk. So there should be actual categories to schooling, right? Categories to heroes. So people don't go out and just die for nothing. Look what happened to those two water heroes that died against Muscular. They were powerful heroes, but in their own right, they were nothing to him. The world is unfair, but we have to look at it that way. Aizawa sees Izuku and he's like, I really like this kid. he's definitely in my class. And then Izuku notices, he goes, is anyone gonna do anything about that? And they're like, what? And he sees the 0 pointer rushing to Ochako-Uraraka. Bear in mind, Izuku and Bakugo, well, Bakugo is in his own city, so he's not there, and Izuku already did the recommendation, so there's no one to save Uraraka. Now, Nezu goes, oh, not to worry, the robot should deactivate, and he looks at, Power Loader, and Power Loader goes, yeah, he deactivates his 0 pointer, but it doesn't. And then he's like, what? He goes, it's not deactivating Nezu. And Nezu's like, as Nezu says it, Izuku, without even hesitating, body flickers out of the room before anyone can react. And they look back and Izuku's gone. Izuku immediately appears in the city and disappears entirely. As he gets there, before Chakra can get crushed, Izuku makes a perfect Susanoo. His eyes activate into the Eternal Mangekyo. He grows massive and he grabs his 0 pointer. He picks it up and tears it apart and throws it away. In doing so, Izuku instantly falls down. He grabs the rubble of Ochaka's leg and picks her up and goes, are you okay? And she looks at Izuku and she's shocked. Everyone that was there was like, what the hell? Everyone in the office were like, oh. Nezu's like, All Might, you're a genius. Nice find. And they're looking at him and Aizawa's like, I've gotta get this kid in my class. He's incredible. No nonsense, no wasting time, asks the right questions. Perfect. Aizawa's like, and so what goes down is Izuku already knows that he passed and he got the approval from Nezu that he starts UA. And so for the next week or so, or next 2 weeks, Izuku just trains, pushes himself, and tells Katsuki Bakugo from what he saw, he did the best besides Izuku. And Bakugo thanks Izuku, and they actually just continue to train. Izuku actually knows now Ochako-Uraraka. He met her and talked to her. And he has, well, Nezu's and Aizawa's number because they know him too. And so Izuku trains non-stop with Bakugo. Non-stop. And Bakugo, by this time in the 2 weeks, was able to push his quirk to about at least 46 to 47% windfall, which is small to other people, but that's a big gain regardless, you know. He's almost at 50% All Might strength. Nowhere near 20% Izuku's, but still, you know. And so what goes down is, Izuku and them go to school. Izuku's always the first one there, and Bakugo just makes it there, and he goes, man, even when I left early, you were here before me. Izuku's like, oh, I'm really fast, don't you worry, and I can actually, technically, I'm cheating as well, and I'm using my wings for my Susanoo. I'm able to compress the entire Susanoo around my body. I've been actually practicing it for a while. I like my Susanoo, but it's not practical in a building situation, too massive. And when I summon half of it, breaks the room, so I've been trying to compress my Susanoo around my body, and it's been working so far. Only so far I've been able to generate the aura and put the ribcage around my body, well, my chest and all that. And I'm able to develop the wings for now. And Bakugo goes, I'm so jealous. Izuku's like, don't be, you got multiple quirks too. He slaps Bakugo and he goes, yeah. And what goes down, he goes, oh, has Yurichi talked to you yet? And he goes, I haven't spoken to them for a while. And Izuku goes, well, let me know if you want to go back into the vestige world. I'll enter into your mind and help you talk to them again. Help you develop new abilities even more. And Bakugo goes, thank you, Izuku, I appreciate that. Yeah, not to worry. And as they get into class, they're talking, unaware that they just went through a gigantic door, and they go to sit down. Bakugo does not put his feet on the table, instead he just talks to Izuku. And they talk non-stop until Izuku 1 notices Ida come in, 2 everyone else comes into the class, and 3 Aizawa's getting close because he's able to sense it. Izuku, before everyone tries to actually talk and get into Izuku's face, Izuku stands up and tells everyone be quiet. I personally kind of know our sensei due to briefly noticing him. He's quite interesting. He's Shoto Aizawa, and from what I got, he don't take no nonsense, so sit down and be quiet. Izuku sits down and Bakugo goes really stern. He goes, yeah, I have to be a certain way. Come on, Kachan. I was like this at school, right? And he goes, yeah, true. And look at everyone. Everyone became model citizens. And he goes, that's for sure. But Izuku goes, look at you. You don't even say die no more, which was stupidness and stupid maniac. You sound like a maniac. And Bakugo even laughs even more. Aizawa walks in and sees the class sitting down ready and waiting. He goes, nice. He goes, welcome everyone, I'm your homeroom teacher, Shoto Aizawa. Now put these on and meet me at training ground, whatever. And Ochako brings up the idea of orientation. And this one, Izuku unintentionally interrupts and goes, well, as heroes, we don't need to worry about these certain type of things. We don't want to become glorified heroes, of course, but then defeats the purpose. We're heroes that need to worry about fame, fortune, they just need to worry about saving people. Putting a smile on people's faces. That's our job, rescue heroes and heroes alike. Fame should come way after. In fact, fame shouldn't matter at all. Aizawa likes exactly what Izuku states and goes, yes, orientation is a waste of time, and because UA is special compared to other schools, I can do things any way I want. And Izuku smiles and he goes, go out and get changed. Izuku body flickers immediately into the changing rooms. Bakugo runs towards him too because he saw that Izuku took a mental note of UA, so Bakugo made sure he did the same too. And so everyone followed Bakugo, pretty much, all the boys. By the time they got there, Izuku already got changed halfway. He had his pants on, had his shoes on, and you could see Izuku's body, and Kirishima and all the boys are just like, whoa. Bear in mind, Izuku's standing in front of the hole that's in the males' changing rooms. And he sees Mineta, and it actually annoys Izuku that Mineta's a perv, and he slaps Mineta in the back of the head and he goes, get the hell away from there. What the hell are you doing? And he goes down to him, I hate the fact that you do that. I hate the fact that people are just so. And as he goes down to look at Mineta, he realizes and turns around and he sees Mina looking through the hole, and Izuku's like, what the hell? The girls are just as pervy as the boys. He grabs the bloody poster, he rips it into a little ball and places the hole in it and goes, no decency in the school, what the hell? Izuku gets up and goes, lucky. I thought it was just one-sided. Izuku walks away and puts his clothes on, and he immediately disappears. He gets to the area where Aizawa was sleeping, and Izuku just sits down quietly. Aizawa does not hear Izuku come at all. And it takes a good while, good 10 minutes for everyone to be finished, and Aizawa goes, took you guys long enough, where's Midoria? And then Izuku goes, I'm right here, sensei. Aizawa goes, how long have you been here for? And he goes, 10 minutes. And Aizawa goes, I didn't even hear you come. Man, you'll make one great underground hero. And Izuku's like, yeah, I actually like underground heroes. They're amazing. My favorite is Eraserhead. And Aizawa goes, oh? Why is that? And he goes, he's incredible. The ability to cancel people's quirks and fight hand to hand. Man, that's talent. You know, if All Might lost his quirk, can he fight hand to hand without that? And Aizawa looks at Izuku and hearing this praise, you know, like from a student, and he goes, I like that. I like that a lot. Working on your own grit instead of relying on your power. That's incredible. And Aizawa smiles and goes, well, thank you, kid. I appreciate that. And Izuku goes, oh, I figured it was you, my Eraserhead. I'm not that stupid. I saw your goggles. My eyes seem way more than just normal. And Aizawa smiles. And he goes, when did you figure that out? And he goes, oh, when Nezu popped out of your scarf the first time. And Aizawa goes, oh, back then. You're something else, kid. And everyone fully gets used to it. And Izuku goes, Aizawa goes, well, today we're going to be doing a quick evaluation test. He throws the ball to Bakugo and goes, Katsuki Bakugo, you got the highest in the entrance exam. I want you to throw that with all your power. Just don't break your arms. Bakugo goes, oh, for me to do that, I have to go to at least 45% of my true power. And he goes, well, do it then. And Bakugo goes, yeah. They go, why 45%? And Izuku just states, due to Bakugo's extreme explosion quirks, he actually feels a lot of recoil. So Izuku's really good at lying about 1-4 to people. And Bakugo smiles and he goes, yeah, my quirk is explosions, but I have other quirks that connect to that thanks to my family heritage, but this is a subject for another matter. And Aizawa smiles and Bakugo leans his hand back. He does 45% 1-4, which makes yellow lightning go around his body, or orange explosive lightning go around his body. Bakugo leans back, he does a 45% full explosion on the ball and throws the ball. And as the ball flies out, he goes, interesting. 10,000 meters. That's incredible, kid. And Bakugo goes, wow. Everyone's like, whoa, he got to use his quirk? That's so insane. I can't wait. That's fun. Aizawa was like, fun, eh? You know, me and Nezu have been talking since the interview exam, and thanks to what Izuku Midoria stated, Nezu has decided that some of the general studies classes and some of the other support classes are going to change. So those that do not make it into my class and actually make a high result, in my mind, will be expelled out of my class and put into a new type of class called Hero Support Class. And they're like, okay. And he goes, you think this is all fun? The world is not safe, the world is not kind. And you guys will find this out if you're unprepared. And so it goes down as everyone does the test and Izuku beats everyone. Everyone. The moment the racing test's done, Izuku does it in a split, not even a second. He does it under bloody 0.1%. He was instantly there. No one could see him move, but the robots calculated Izuku moved from one spot to another. The long jump beats everyone. The grip test beats everyone. What's it called? The side step, yeah, beats everyone. Even throwing the ball, Izuku goes, I should do it, but oh well. He instantly grabs the Susanoo arm, wraps it around his actual arm, So he makes a tiny version to it, much like how Naruto does the KCM, but this is Naruto with the Susanoo. But as he leans his hand back, the Susanoo arm grows bigger and grows out, and Izuku goes, let's do it this way. He immediately throws the ball, and as he throws the ball, he gets infinity. He throws the ball out into space. In doing so, yep, Izuku passes. He gets 100% out of all the class. His Bakugo comes second, and everyone else from there. Aizawa smiles, and the person that came last was Mineta. And Aizawa goes, Mineta. He goes, looks at him and goes, naturally I will expel you, but I'm not going to. However, I'm going to kick you out of 1A and put you into the hero support class. I believe your abilities are good, but not good enough for hero course. And Mineta's actually down and goes, don't feel down. Being a support hero is great. Honestly, don't worry. It goes, anyone else that falls into a lower category from now on will go to this K and do not meet my expectations will be sent into this class. Don't worry though, you'll still be trained a lot more differently to this. Actually, it'll be so much lighter you won't even know that it's called training. But nonetheless, you'll be stayed. And he looks at him and goes, don't worry though, majority of your time will be spent at the USJ with 13. So those that become support students will be at 13's class. And Ochako's like, what? Can I be in that class? Aizawa sees this and he goes, well, you actually did really well, so unfortunately I do not want to send you there, Ochako. I know that your quirk is incredible for support, but at the same time I see absolute potential, young lady. And she goes, oh, I see. And so what goes down is, yeah, that's it for today, guys. You guys all can go home. Midoria, stay back for a bit. And so everyone leaves except for Bakugo. He stays and waits for Izuku outside the school. Chakra and Bakugo begin to talk, and Bakugo smiles seeing Chakra's excitement, you know? She's never had someone encourage her and be so different, because Izuku encourages them all, but in a stern way as well. And Ida's like, yeah, this kid's something else as well. I've never been put into my place so easy. And Bakugo goes, well, lucky for you. He scared the hell out of me as a kid. His true power alone is just something else. Like, man, I don't even want to fight him. Or might not definitely want to fight him. I feel sorry for any villain that wants to go up against Izuku. And they're like, oh, you had that much confidence? And Bakugo goes, oh yeah, Izuku is going to become number 1. There's no doubt about it. I know I'll become number 2, and when he retires, I'll become number 1 from there. I know the pecking order. There's no illusions in my mind. Izuku is the real deal. They're like, wow. And what goes down is, as they wait, Izuku's talking to Aizawa and goes, so what's up, Teach? And he goes, well, you see, kid, I just want to talk to you about something. Sorry, my phone call happened on my phone. I apologize. But anyway, Aizawa brings Izuku and talks about seeing if Izuku can just do a few other tests at school. And Izuku's like, why is that? And Aizawa goes, well, if you look at it, kid, you get 100% of everything you do. And me and Nezu and All Might have been talking, like, it's not uncommon for a student to be good, but it's really uncommon for a student to be great, even as powerful as you are. So, in turn, I would like you to help me out a little bit more and you get more classes in and hopefully progress you faster than any other student. Izuku's like, just a question, why are you just targeting me for this? And he goes, as I said, it's not just me that's recognizing your greatness, kid, but All Might and Nezu are seeing the same thing. Other teachers will slowly see it as well, so keep it up, please. I just want you to keep that in mind. And Izuku's like, sweet as. And so it goes down as after the test, they go home. The next day comes, and it's their All Might's class, and he does their Heroes vs Villains one. But this time the teams are different. It's Izuku and Ochako, but this time it's Bakugo and Todoroki. And so what goes down is Bakugo's upstairs and he's like, man, why did I get Izuku as the person I have to fight against? Todoroki goes to him, why are you so worried? Don't you think you can beat him? He goes, oh no, I can't beat him. And even with their power, I don't think you can beat him either. Todoroki goes, you have no faith in yourself? He goes, no, it's not that I don't have faith in myself. It's this guy. This guy's a literal god. It's just stupid. And stupid that he has to go through this mundane type of schooling, you know? And Todoroki's like, whatever. Just don't get him away. I'll stop him immediately if you're not going to do nothing. And Bakugo goes, shut the hell up. He immediately does Black Whip and he goes, oh, I'm not giving up. I'm going to fight him non-stop. But at the same time, he doesn't even need to try. I would tell you not to look in his eyes, but you're an idiot for thinking you can take him like that. And so what goes down, as Chakra and Izuku make a plan, Izuku goes, just stay next to me for now. If knowing Kachan, he'll stay with the bomb. I don't know what the other guy will do, but Kachan will stay there. He has to be tactical in a sense. Keep his cards close because if he slips up, he falls under my Genjutsu. And he's just like Genjutsu, and he goes, "Oh, I can control people's minds with my eyes." He winks at Chakra, and she kind of blushes. And as they're walking, Izuku goes, "Oh, so I heard you're hanging out with the Kachan. So, do you like him?" She kind of blushes even more. She goes, well, you see," and he goes, "I don't care if you do. Don't worry, he's my best friend. He was an idiot before, but he's my best friend. And I'll encourage it, you know? He needs someone to push him along. I'm not going to be here forever. He needs that incentive." And Chakra just looks down and she goes, "Well, you see," and he goes, and he reads her as he's walking, he goes, "It's not the Kachan you have a crush on, it's me." And she instantly goes mega red. And as this happened, Izuku notices something behind him. Ice appears right in the room, and as Izuku does this, a Susanoo ribcage appears around his body and Chakra. The ice appears around Izuku, and Izuku just flexes, destroys the ice in the wall, and he goes, "Get ready." He grabs Chakra, and he body flickers into the room, smashing right through the ice like it was nothing. Izuku does a gigantic Susanoo hand and slaps Todoroki into the wall. Bakugo appears using Black Whip to wrap Izuku's arms up into the wall and wraps Izuku's body there, and he goes, "I only had one chance like this, but if I'm not going to get you right away, then at least I can stop you kinda." He rushes at them and he does a massive, he goes, "Here's the 100%. There's a giant explosion out of his right arm. In doing so, he badly bruises and breaks his arm, but not to the point how Izuku does. It's slightly fractured, but his Bakugo's right arm is slightly out of commission. Izuku Susanoo hits the wall, and he goes, "Wow, that did really well, Kachan, I must say." But however, Bakugo goes, "What?" He looks right at Izuku. "This battle's already over." Bakugo's frozen on the spot. All Might goes, "Heroes win!" Ochako's touching the wall, and Izuku releases Bakugo and goes, "Damn, I looked at you, didn't I?" And he goes, "Of course you did. The moment I entered the room." "What, you think you had a chance?" And Bakugo goes, "No." And Izuku slaps his head. "Of course you have a chance. Don't give up. What do we train all this time for?" And he goes, "Have more confidence, idiot. You want to fight people way stronger than me or way weaker than me. You got this." And Bakugo goes, I know. Yeah, Izuku's like, "Yeah." And so they go on, and everyone goes off home and everything like that. They go for the next couple of days like normal. Izuku, Bakugo, Chako, and all of them start to grow closer to Kirishima. The group gets bigger and bigger until pretty much the majority of UA becomes one massive group of friends. Now, before the day of the USJ, Izuku is nominated as class rep, where Izuku takes on board. He's like, "Sweet as, I don't mind becoming the Hokage of this class." And they're like, "What?" And Izuku's like, don't matter. And what goes down is they all get to choose their names. Izuku chooses his name. What goes down is Bakugo's unsure what he wants to call himself. And Izuku goes, "Well, you're explosion type, and your quirk is an enhancement. What about atomic dynamite?" And Bakugo looks at Izuku and goes, "You know what? That's pretty cool. Dynamite." And he goes, "Yeah, that's pretty cool. The atomic dynamite." And so he takes the name. And Midnight's like, "Wow, that's appropriate and pretty cool. Yeah, all good, kid." And Izuku walks up and goes, "I know my name. My name is the ghost of the Uchiha, Madara." They're like, "What?" And they're like, "Alright." And Izuku's like, and both Bakugo smile and goes, "Oh, you finally got to use the name." He goes, Of course. It's just in me, as if I was born to it." And Izuku's laughing. And what goes down is, as they go to have lunch, this is when the whole incident with the the reporters and everything like that. And Izuku body flickers and stands on people's heads because he can do that. And as he jumps on the wall and looks through the window, he goes, "What the hell?" Izuku's like, "Everyone, shut the hell up. It's just reporters breaking into the school. Don't worry, the teachers will have it. Man, you guys are all acting as little children. Why haven't you guys had reporters come into your face before?" They all look at Izuku, and Izuku's like, "Why don't we all act as proper UA students and calmly and steadily head to our classrooms? How about we do that?" Everyone just listens to Izuku, and they're just like, "Yeah, actually, you're right. Sweet as." They all walk to class, and Edith's like, "Man, I wish I was that cool." And Izuku smiles. Everyone goes to class, and that day goes the same, and then it comes to the USJ. And everyone gets on the bus. Izuku tells everyone, "Don't worry, I saw the bus. There's no need for getting into lines. The bus faces an ironic position anyway. Pointless." And so everyone gets on the bus, and Izuku's sitting there talking. And Asui Su, or Su goes to Izuku, "Hey Midoria." And he goes, yeah. And she goes, Ribbit, I have a question. Yeah. And he goes, how strong are you really? And he goes, oh, I'm pretty strong. He goes, how strong? Give me a category, All Might to Mineta. Izuku goes, fun scale. I kind of like that, but if I was to look at it very carefully, I'm above All Might. And everyone looks at Izuku, you're joking. You're lying. And Bakugo goes, no, we trained with All Might for 4 months. Izuku's stronger than All Might. Guarantee. They're like, what? You trained with All Might? Aizawa pops his head up and goes, so All Might did train with them, and he's stronger than All Might. Incredible. Good find, All Might. Bakugo goes, yeah, I'm confident gonna tell you, I'm a witness to this. Izuku is stronger than All Might. And Izuku taps Bakugo and he goes, shut up. And he goes, what? There's no need to be more modest about it. The world's gonna see it eventually. Come on, dude. And it's like, yeah, I know. And Deku, come on. And Izuku's like, okay, whatever, Kachan. And what goes, they're like, wow. And so this ends the idea on who's the strongest in the class. And not only that, Izuku beat pretty much backhanded Todoroki and put Bakugo in some kind of mind control. And so when they got to the USJ, they're all like, wow. And Izuku goes, don't worry, I can train with you guys. I can make what is called shadow clones, and I can pretty much train with all of you. And they go, how do you do all this? And Izuku goes, so if I was to explain it to you guys in terms, I have 2 quirks. I have ocular quirk, blah, blah. Mock me, guys, and roast me in the comments when you hear me make a joke. I don't mind, it's entertaining and it's funny. But anyway, Izuku goes, I have an ocular quirk where my eyes can increase my strength, speed, and I can slow down things to the point where you're practically frozen. I can enter into your mind and show you horrible things, happy things, or just control you in general. I can also copy certain type of movements, and when and Izuku shows the Sharingan, and this is before 13 come out. Izuku did activates the Eternal Mogeki and goes, and when I activate this ability, well, remember that blue energy, fire aura type of energy, see where I make that giant samurai? And they go, yeah, well, that's part of my quirk, and another part of my quirk is I can fully mind control anyone to do whatever I want. They're like, what the hell? And Bakugo's nervous about this. Aizawa hears this too and he goes, yeah, but I don't do that because that's just selfish. I'll only do that if required. And what goes down, and not only that, Izuku also states, and my secondary ability is what's called Chakra control. I can manipulate all the elements, all 5 elements, lightning, water, wind, fire, earth. And I know wind is a combination, blah, blah, blah. I know water is a compound and fire is not an element, it's just a result of mixing, blah, 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 blah. But in the aspects of the old, I can do all these things, okay? They're like, you're so cool, Izuku. Izuku says, thank you. And this is where 13 comes out, and 13 has a little guest with her. That is Mineta. Mineta is her psychic, and he's always there learning everything, and Chakra is so jealous, but she goes with it. 13 does her annoying speech, and they walk into the USJ. Izuku looks at it and goes, man, this is so cool. And he looks around and goes, man, all these fake heroes that come here and succeed, it annoys me, but now that I look at it, Rescue Hero is pretty cool. He looks at Mineta and goes, hey, Mineta, and he goes, oh, Izuku. And he's smiling, being happy with himself, and he goes, oh, so you're doing good in this class, I see. He goes, yeah, I am actually, thank you. Aizawa looks at him and goes, good problem, child. I wouldn't have to worry about you on the battlefield. Anyway, as everyone goes in, this is when the portal opens and villains start to walk out. Izuku sees this and goes, Aizawa Sensei. If I can tell by these guys' reactions and how they are, they're here for malicious intent. Can I proceed to body them? Aizawa looks at Izuku and he goes, are you serious, kid? He goes, yes, please. I do not want to just do these kiddie stuff. I need to actually do something with my quirk. Actually, something. And Aizawa goes, yeah, why not? I may need some help. And Izuku says, oh no, I'll be fine. Please stay with the students. Izuku looks around and he sees portals open everywhere and he goes, what the hell? There's villains everywhere. And Aizawa goes, what do you mean? And then what happens is, because Izuku was talking to Aizawa, Krogiri appeared. Krogiri tried to open the portal, but Izuku immediately does a massive air palm jutsu, blasting Krogiri into the wall. And Krogiri smashes into the wall. And Izuku turns around, he body flickers to the ground. Everyone's like, what the hell? Izuku hits the ground, craters the ground, and he does what he does to the villains in this series, as the great Madara does to the villains in the Shinobi Alliance in the Naruto anime, Shippuden anime. And I mean, he's off the chain. He goes around destroying everyone. They have the quirks activated. Aizawa's not stopping them. Izuku's just jumping around, smacking the bullets away. Bear in mind, Izuku's outfit is exactly like Madara Uchiha's outfit. But I was going to give him the fan blade, but that's going to come later on, okay? For now, Izuku's got a normal sword. And he's deflecting. He's deflecting all the attacks. Bear in mind it's a blunt sword because the school didn't want to give him a sharp sword, but he's fine with that. He just coated him with his chakra, and cutting through all these bullets did nothing to me. He pretty much knocks all the villains around him out. Shigaraki goes, "Who the hell is this kid?" He just hit Krogiri. Krogiri reforms and it appears right by Shigaraki and goes, "Yeah, that hurts. That hurt really bad, but I managed to send all the students away. The one that can arrest quirks is entering the fights." And as he looks up, Izuku's just taking all the villains out like they're nothing. And he jumps up and kicks one more villain, smacking it right into Krogiri. And Izuku goes, "I heard that. You sent all my friends around." Alright. Izuku senses their chakra and goes, "They're still here." He goes, "Wood style, multiple wooden clone jutsu." So he does exactly what he does in canon when he fights the Kage. He makes about, let's say 25 clones and they rush off. Those 25 clones subdue nearly every single villain in all the areas immediately. Okay, and they're wood style clones. So they're more powerful than shadow clones. When Shigaraki sees this, he's like, "What the hell? What the hell are you?" Izuku goes, "I am your worst nightmare." He activates his Eternal Mangekyo and enters into Shigaraki's mind. And he sees a part of Awful One in Shigaraki through the Vestige world. And Izuku goes, "Wow, this is pretty much what the Wonderful looks like. I'm guessing you're Awful One." Awful One goes, "How are you here?" Izuku's like, "It doesn't matter how I am here, but I'm here now." He immediately instantly activates his quick, knocks Shigaraki out. Krogiri is about to move, but Izuku looks right at him, knocking him out entirely too. But not before Krogiri was able to open a portal and summon Nomu. But Nomu was pre-told by, what's it called, Awful One, because the real Awful One felt his presence within Shigaraki be shifted. And he sends Nomu through Krogiri with the aim of capturing or destroying all the students. As Nomu comes, Krogiri falls. Izuku looks at Nomu and tries to put him on the Genjutsu, but it's just a crazy dead bean. Izuku's like, "Whoa, you're something else." What goes down as the Nomu rushes, instead of going for Izuku, he goes for the nearest person, that is Aizawa. And as Izuku sees this, he appears by the Nomu. He instantly cuts the Nomu's arm off using wind-style chakra on his blunt blade, and kicks the Nomu into the air. The Nomu hits the ground and manages to regenerate its arm instantly. But what goes down is Izuku turns around and Shigaraki has this blue goo come out of his mouth, but Krogiri's still lying there, not moving. And what goes down is all Izuku's clones tell him that everyone's secure and everyone's taken back on top of the stand, where the stairs are. And Izuku looks up and everyone's up there and he's like, "Good." He turns back and goes, "Well, I don't need to hold back now. Aizawa Sensei, you can go." And he goes, "But Midoria." Izuku instantly envelops himself into a Susanoo and goes, "I was going to have fun with this thing, but it's kind of boring." And Aizawa goes, "Seriously, kid?" Izuku goes, "If you're going to be this close, then, well, you're here." Izuku manifests the perfect Susanoo. He pulls the sword out and obliterates the Nomu without even trying, cutting the Nomu, completely slashing a gigantic hole in the USJ. This shockwave alone alerts all the teachers in UA that something's going on. As they come out, they see that the hilltops around the USJ have been cut off, or the area have been completely obliterated. And everyone in class is like, Aizawa's like, "It's official. You've impressed me to the point where I just can't even be surprised no more. Like, you've broken my mind, Izuku." Izuku's like, "Sorry about that, Aizawa Sensei." He deactivates, and from there, the USJ incident happens, and it moves on. No one gets sent home or anything because Izuku was so fast enough to react that everyone just stays at school, and he begins to train them. Aizawa uses this time before the sports festival to train, and Izuku becomes everyone's personal trainer, in a sense. And so we're gonna skip to the day of the entrance exams, and Aizawa goes, "Unfortunately, kid, I can't have you be part of this." And Izuku's like, "What?" "Me and Nezu and all the teachers have agreed that you're just way too powerful, Izuku, and you don't need to get your messes out. All top heroes around the country already know that you took out the Nomu and the League of Villains and everyone by yourself. So everyone wants to have you, kid, okay?" Izuku's like, "Cool. I don't want to go to anyone else. Can I train with you, Aizawa Sensei?" And he looks at Izuku's like, "Seriously?" And he goes, "Yeah. As I told you, I have absolute respect for you. Someone to practically go out there quirkless and fight people who have monstrous quirks and dominate them. You're someone I like, Aizawa." Aizawa's like, "Well, thank you, kid, and I appreciate that. But I don't think you'll learn much from me, honestly." And Izuku's like, "I know, but it's not the point." He goes, How about this? And he goes, He goes, what's that? And he goes, give me some time. I'll find someone that may want to actually train you. He's not a real good person in a sense when it comes to your growth. However, it's the point of view I want you to take. And Izuku's like, sweet as, just point me in his direction. And so what goes down is, Izuku watches the sports festival and Bakugo cleans house. He wrecks everyone. And it's Todoroki and Bakugo that he declares war. Bear in mind, Izuku's there. And as Todoroki declares war, Izuku goes into Todoroki's mind and he sees everything that Endeavor did to him. Everything Endeavor did to his mum. And Izuku just stops and looks why Todoroki's the way he is. And before Todoroki goes into the fight, the person, well, let's just say Shinsei, because Shinsei wins, beats someone, you know. As Todoroki is about to go, Izuku appears right next to him. And he goes, hey Shoto. And he goes, don't call me that. We're not close, you call me Todoroki. And Izuku goes, I know what Endeavor did to you. I just saw it in your mind. I intentionally saw it. I'm sorry, by the way. And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, that bastard Endeavor beat you to a pulp. He drove your mother crazy. Your older brother died because of him. And I can understand the resolve of not using your fire. But Izuku placed his hand on Todoroki's shoulder and leans over and activated Sharingan. But the quirk is not your father's, Shoto. It is yours. Dominate your quirk. Dominate your power. And this will beat your father's control over you. Todoroki is shocked and hears this and feels a sense of relief. Izuku uses his Sharingan to force him to use it. And he goes, oh, if you don't use it, my best friend's going to pretty much kill you. So I'm telling you the truth now, you need to use it. Izuku body flickers back to Aizawa, and there the tournament goes relative, you know. At the end, Bakugo has a good fight with Todoroki, but Bakugo wins. So it goes Bakugo, Todoroki, and Tokiyami. All Might appears, and everyone goes back home. Now comes the day of the internship. Bakugo was actually considering going to Best Genius. All Might comes and talks to Bakugo upon going with Gran Torino, but he tells him that he wouldn't mind going to Best Genius. And All Might goes, I understand. And if that's the case, then all good, young Bakugo. I'll let Gran Torino know. And this is when Aizawa goes, Gran Torino, he'll be perfect for the kid. He goes, what goes down is Aizawa leans in, asks All Might if Gran Torino can teach Izuku. Because Aizawa has a fair idea what Gran Torino can do, and the fact that he's All Might's teacher. All Might goes, that's actually a good idea. And so Izuku hears upon this, and he goes, well, alright then. He goes with Gran Torino, and when he sees Gran Torino on the ground, he goes, at his house, he goes, get up, old man. I know you're not dead. My eyes see everything. That's like juice or whatever all over you, sorcerer. He goes, you got me, kid. And as he jumps to go attack Izuku stops Gran Torino's attack with one hand. And Gran Torino jumps around the room, not even hesitating, increasing the speed more and more and more until he goes 100%. And Izuku's like, wow, this old man's fast. I like this. He begins to fight Gran Torino, and they both jump around the room. Izuku body flickering and Gran Torino jumping around. Bear in mind, Izuku will annihilate him, but he's never fought someone so fast before, and it's so fun for Izuku. And so what goes down is after Gran Torino is done, he goes, well, I don't know what they were thinking about sending you to me. You don't even need to be trained, but I have something for you. And he goes, what's that? And he goes, here's your hero provisional license. And he goes, what? Why? And he goes, my boy, you've impressed everyone. I've seen your results, and I just seen you. Yeah, you're definitely a hero. So take this, and you can do hero work without needing my permission. And so what we're going to be doing for the next week while you're here is just do some patrols. And so Izuku and Gran Torino patrol every single day. And when it comes to the Hosu incident, Gran Torino and Izuku go to Hosu. Gran Torino was surprised Izuku turned down One for All, but he understands thanks to Izuku's power, it's something else. And so what goes down is Izuku grows close to Gran Torino to the point where he feels like a kindred spirit to this old man he doesn't know. And so what goes down is when they get to Hosu and the Nomu breaks through the train, Izuku sees this and appears and body flickers, and he knows what he needs to do to the Nomus to beat them. He cuts the Nomu's head off right away using his dull blade, kicks the Nomu out the door and jumps right out. Gran Torino jumps after him and goes, nicely done, kid. And he goes, what are these things? He goes, these are Nomu creatures. I destroyed one of them at the USJ. He looks around, sees fire, and he goes, we better go. And they both proceed to disappear. Izuku makes 20 clones or 25 clones like he does in Ken, how he does at the USJ, and sends them out. And the Hosu incident with Izuku being there ends in 5 minutes. Everything. Izuku uses water style to put out fires. He's using wood style to hold buildings together and save people. Sensory ninjutsu to save people. You know, he becomes the best of the best. And at first, people are freaking out seeing multiple Izukus using different type of powers, even making a partial Susanoo to hold a building up. Izuku is just that great. All the Nomis were practically taken out. And when Izuku sees like all these heroes, he's like, "What the hell? Like, you guys are just so useless." He like it. He goes, "An old man like Gran Torino is great, and he's pretty much shown you all up." He looks at Endeavor and he just has this dislike for him. He goes, "Out of all heroes, I have to be standing next to you." And he goes, "What did you say, kid?" And Izuku goes, "You should get off your high horse, Endeavor. Honestly, because if the public found out what you did to your family, your son, I don't think you'd be smiling or being so arrogant right now." Endeavor grabs Izuku and goes, "What the hell are you talking about? What do you mean my family?" Izuku uses his Sharingan and shows Endeavor all of Todoroki's memories. Endeavor's like shocked. "What did you do to me?" Izuku goes, "That's your son's memories and his pain. Know his pain, know his memories." "Oh, hey, Shoto." And he goes, "Oh, Midoria, oh, hello." And he goes, He looks right at Endeavor and he goes, "Never come next to me again, honestly." And Izuku walks away and Endeavor gets really irritated, but he takes the warning. Now, Izuku senses some malicious intent, and without him hesitating, body flickers to the area, not telling Gran Torino, but he doesn't need to, okay, because he's got his hero provisional license. And when he lands right in the alley, he sees Ida just about to get stabbed, you know, but immediately Izuku uses Wind Star and blows Stain into the wall. Stain hits the wall, and he's like, "What the? Another fake hero." And Izuku goes, "Fake hero?" And looks at him, "Oh, you're the hero killer Stain. How interesting." Izuku instantly pulls the sword out and he goes, "I look forward to this fight. Maybe me and you have a lot more in common than you think." Stain's like, "Alright, kid, you cocky. Let's see what you got." And they begin a sword fight, and Izuku is so impressed by Stain's fighting style and abilities, he's practically reminded him of Aizawa, and it gets him giddy and excited. And Izuku and Stain fight, and Stain goes, "Wow, I must admit, kid, you're quite incredible. You're not so fake after all." And Izuku goes, "You know, one thing I can agree with you is I hate fake heroes as well. It drives me crazy." And Stain stops and goes, "You hate them as well?" And he goes, "Yeah, I hate them absolutely." And he goes, "I see. Maybe we can." And Izuku goes, "Oh, you plan on working with me or something? I am not a murderer. However, I can be if I wanted to. But maybe that's the thing." And Stain goes, "What is it?" And Izuku goes, "1, you haven't noticed that I've had you in the genjutsu since you started talking to me right now. 2, I'm not a killer. Well, not anymore. And I aim to become a #1 hero, but at the same time the system is flawed. Which I do agree with you, Stain." Stain's like, "I see." Izuku releases him from the genjutsu and Stain puts a sword down and he goes, "So what do you propose, kid?" And Izuku goes, "Well, I plan to be a hero and I plan to change how this hero society is. Our government's mundane laws to keep people pretty much subverted, isolated, and put down is not a good thing. I hate it. I hate people can't freely use their quirks. It's like we're registered like the old bad days." And he goes, "Yes, I agree. All these glorified heroes drives me sick." And Izuku's like, "I agree. There's one thing I do agree with." And he goes, "Those two over there are also the ones." He goes, "When it comes to native, yeah." And then Izuku looks at Ida and goes, "Ida, however, he's one of my friends. And he's got a lot to learn. I'll make sure he's not a fake hero." Izuku walks away and Stain goes, "What are you doing, kid? Aren't you going?" And Izuku goes, "You're doing a good job. I'm not gonna lie. At the same time, please don't cross my path again like this. I don't want to take you in." He goes, "But I kill heroes." And he goes, "No." He goes, "Well, why don't, instead of killing fake heroes, do what you did to his brother, you know? Or make them not fake heroes. Why did you be like that, Stain?" And then Stain's like, "I be what I want to be." And Izuku goes, "Well then, how about this?" He activates his eternal Mangekyo, and he goes, "You can become my agent in the shadows. You can work with me, for me, the first one on my crew." He's like, "What?" Izuku places a perfect mind control, and if you want to get what I mean, Madara was able to 100% control the Nine Tails. Not only that, he was able to 100% control the Mizukage, Yagura. So if that is the case, Madara has the ability to fully control people's minds, and I'm just going to give the ability. And if it's not the case, I just saw it in the anime and the manga, so it existed. So I don't care if you argue with me, I'm going with it. So Izuku, takes over Stain's mind. He reads all of Stain's mind. He goes, "I see." He goes, "For now, I want you to keep an eye on the League of Villains. I want you to track all their progress, everything. I want you to let me know everything about them." He goes, "Yes, sir." Stain immediately jumps up and disappears. Ida goes, "What the hell was that, Midoria?" Izuku looks at him and instantly places him into a genjutsu. Izuku's pissed off at him. He goes, "You just almost died, you idiots!" And then takes them away. Everyone comes and like, "What happened?" He goes, "The hero killer Stain came, but he got away." Gran Torino goes, "Did he really get away?" And he goes, "No, he didn't. He works for me now, with me, doing what I need him to do." And he goes, "I'll talk to you about this back at the office." And then Izuku goes to Gran Torino's house and he tells him exactly what he did. He pretty much agreed with nearly everything Stain did, but up until the point of killing people. That's the one thing he didn't agree. But he said, "Stain is now my agent in the dark. He's my agent working with me to find the League of Villains." And he goes, "I see. Well, that's good, Midoria. Good job. But next time, discuss it with me." And he goes, "Yeah, sweet as." And he is a hero killer, so he should be arrested. And Izuku goes, "But he's got a point though. These glorified fake heroes are the reason why villains in all this stupid society is the way it is. We need to be babied. And I hate that damn thing." Gran Torino goes, "Fair enough. But anyway, you guys, you have to go back now. Thanks to the incident with your friend Ida." And Izuku goes, "Fair enough." And so they go back to school, everyone talks, everyone hangs out. Izuku mocks Bakugo for his hair, but Bakugo, he still explodes in anger, but he can't deny how stupid his hair looks. And so Aizawa states, "Izuku, technically you don't need to be here. You got your hero provisional license. The hero commission will give you a full license. However, we'll have to talk to you about something." And he goes, "Sweet as, I don't mind." What goes down is Izuku he leaves the class and goes to the teacher's lounge, because that's where they want to talk to him. Aizawa states that you guys are all doing a test, to see where you guys are, your final tests before you go to the Wild Wild Pussycat's place. And so that's what they do. They all do the same and they pretty much ace it. Bakugo is technically by himself when he fights All Might. And Bakugo, not 100% successful at beating All Might hand to hand or getting away, but he's able to get the quick cancelling cuffs on All Might nonetheless, okay? And this surprises All Might. By this time, Bakugo has reached 60% of 1 for All, which is great. He can use Fire Gin, Danger Sense, Smoke Screen, Black Whip, Float, and his explosion quirk is just so much massive. I don't know the last guy's quirk, okay? No one really does until the manga comes out, so I'm just gonna go with that. They're Bakugo looking fella. But anyway, they all pass like they do. No one fails this time, okay? Kaminari and Amina managed to get out thanks to their training with Izuku. They're way better. Kaminari is able to use the electricity to shoot him, not just explode lightning out of him, but increase himself to jump around and blitz certain places at a short period. So keeping his lightning internal makes them better. And so all of them pass, okay? What happens with Izuku though is Nezu asks what he did with Stain, and Izuku goes, "Oh, what I did with Stain is right now he's looking at the League of Villains." All Might asks, "Why did you capture him?" And he goes, "I think it's more best if we keep him out there working with us and not wasting his talents." And he goes, "I see." And Izuku looks at Aizawa and goes, "What is Aizawa?" And he goes, "You can control people's minds." He goes, "Yeah. I want you to come with me to Tartarus." And he goes, "Oh, you're gonna secretly lock me up?" And he goes, "Oh, no, kid. No. Never think like that. But I need you to come and interrogate Krogiri, the smoke creature." He goes, "No, sweet as." And so Izuku goes with Aizawa to the Tartarus. He walks in, he sees all the villains. All the villains become loud and Izuku gets really irritated, so he looks all of them dead in the eye and tells them all to shut their mouths. They all quiver in fear and Izuku's bloodlust and they shut their mouths. The entire prison goes quiet. The guard looks at Izuku and goes, "Thank you so much, they're so annoying." And what goes down is Izuku gets to the room where Krogiri is, and instead of sitting on the other side of the window, Izuku walks into the room, he goes right by Krogiri and he goes, "What the hell are you about to do?" And Izuku activates his internal Mangekyo and breaks into Krogiri's mind. When he gets in there, he sees that Krogiri has a mangled mind, like nothing's there but there as well. Izuku removes the control that All For One has over this person, and he finds someone in his mind. He goes, "Oboro Shirakumo." In doing so, what happens is Oboro's mind awakens within Krogiri, but he's still the body of Krogiri, but it's Oboro. And Aizawa's like, "What? What did you say?" And Krogiri's like, "Aizawa, is that really you?" He looks over and he sees the partial form of Oboro briefly, but he goes back into Krogiri, but he's Oboro. No more. Krogiri himself is dead. Shirakumo is back into the body. Izuku goes, "He was someone else. He was used as someone else, and unfortunately I can't get a clear picture upon where he came from. As I deleted the control, I deleted the memories pertaining to where he came from. I know Dr. Karaki is the one that created him this way. Or Dr. Uchiko, maybe this can be the first person you can find to finding the villain that made him this way." Aizawa cries, hugs Izuku. He goes to his friend, and Shirokuma is full on free, but he looks like Krogiri forever. Can't get rid of that. Izuku goes, that thing around your neck is the reason why you hold yourself into place properly, so I would advise not to break it. But all in all, you're back to yourself. In fact, you're a valuable person to the hero agency now. Everyone thanks him, and Izuku goes back home. And it comes to the time of the Wild Wild Pussycat situation. Izuku doesn't need to come. He's already got his hero provisional license, but Izuku goes, he wants to overlook his friends to make sure their training goes well. And so everything goes the same. Everyone gets to the certain position where they get chucked off the mountain. Izuku catches everyone, but Izuku goes, he's not going to give them handouts, so they all rush through the forest, taking out all the stone golems, whatever, while Izuku flies over them using the Susanoo. And as they get to the training camps, everyone's injured and tired, but they're all happy knowing that they did such a good work. Now it goes down as everyone is going through their days, training non-stop. Izuku trains all of them. He meets Koda, and as Koda is about to punch him, Izuku catches his hand and goes to him, uses the Sharingan at first because he was irritated, but he goes into Koda's mind and seeing that his parents were the ones killed by Muscular. Izuku grabs Koda and he goes, it's okay, I got you. I know how you feel. Everyone looks at him. Koda's like, what do you mean? He goes, I lost my dad to a villain as well. And Koda cries and goes, but not to worry. He hugs him and goes, I'll be here to help you no matter what now. I feel your pain. And he hugs Koda, and Koda's just like, oh. He goes, I hate him so much. And Izuku goes, then I promise you, I'll bring him down for you. You understand? And Koda's like, you really would? And he goes, yeah, I definitely would. For your parents, for you. Koda's like, thank you, Izuku. And Izuku, no, not to mention it. And call me Madara. Sorry, he goes, thank you, Izuku, not to mention it. And what goes down is Mandalay and them like shocked. Everyone's like, whoa. And so from there, Koda stands by Izuku all the time while they're training everyone. Izuku even helps Koda with his water abilities, shooting water jets and stuff like that. And Koda's so excited, seeing Izuku can use water abilities. And everyone fundamentally gets really strong, really fast, thanks to Izuku's training. Now when it comes to the day of the test of courage, Izuku goes out playing pranks on everyone because he's the main person that was meant to do it, because Aizawa asked him. But the real Izuku goes out by what's it called? Koda. When he goes by Koda, he sits down and he goes, so what are you up to? And he goes, I'm just sitting down looking at the park. I must say, Izuku, thank you so much. I feel so happy these past few days you've been here. He goes, I'm glad, but I'm going to keep my promise. When I find that muscular guy, I'm going to destroy him for you. Muscular goes, oh, you're going to destroy me, kid? I would like to see that. He instantly goes Muscular and he goes to throw a punch. Izuku looks right at him, he summons a Susanoo hand and grabs Muscular and breaks his arm entirely and then slams him down. He goes, how rude for you to interrupt people. But I can knock out two birds with one stone. One, keep my promise, and two, beat the hell out of you. Sees the Susanoo another hand, smashing Muscular into the mountain. Muscular hits the mountain, his jaw's broken, his ribs are cracked, he can't even form muscles around them. He goes, oh, you're already taken out already. You're about to talk so big. He smashes his fist right into his gut. Muscular leans over, coughs out blood. He's like, oh, what the hell are you? Izuku grabs the Susanoo, uses his arm, he lifts Muscular up and controls his mind. Your worst damn nightmare! He instantly breaks Muscular. Muscular pees himself, he shakes, shivering in so much fear, he falls to the ground, collapses, stuck in the stun. He's just in absolute fear mode. Izuku goes, good, now stay there hell there until someone comes and gets you. And looks at Koda, Koda cries and he goes, you kept your promise. He goes, of course I do. I'm not going to break my promise to you. Come on, let's go. And so as Izuku goes on, man, I'm going to stay. Everyone's really annoying me. They're ringing my phone up non-stop. Honestly, I'm like, what the hell? Sorry about that, guys. And so pretty much after Izuku whoops Muscular, he takes Koda with him to Aizawa, and Izuku sees the fire going around, and without him hesitating, his shadow clones just appear to destroy everyone in the League of Villains. Bear in mind they teleported there using the sludge, not Krogiri. And as the villains try to come and capture Bakugo, Izuku's clones take out everyone. Darby, Toga, Spinner, Magnus, that guy, that fella, what's it called? That gas guy. They all get taken out and captured immediately. Mr. Compress. None of them get away, and Izuku mind controls all of them. He goes, you guys want to be villains? You guys want to be idiots? Alright then. He makes them all feel fear. The last person he sees, but when he goes to Toga, he just feels as a kindred spirit to her. He feels so sorry for her. He touches her head and goes, you, however, you're innocent. Well, you're a bad person, but it's not your fault. People look at you like a monster. He then looks at Todoroki, Toya, and he goes, even you, Toya Todoroki. He's like, what? And he goes, incredible. he immediately uses his quirk and he uses his ability and takes control of their minds, much like how he does Stain. And what goes down is Stain lands behind Izuku. Everyone's like, what the hero killer Stain? And Izuku's like, it's enough. What's the matter, Stain? He goes, I found their location, everything about their place. Here. And Izuku's like, thank you. Stain, he goes, yeah. Escort Darby, Toga, Spinner away. And Mr. Compress, he goes, yes sir. He goes, we're to your base. You guys stay and stay and help this guy do investigations. I want you guys to investigate all major crime syndicates all in Japan. Go now. Aizawa's like, Midoriya, and Izuku's like, he goes, what? He goes, these are criminals. And he goes, yeah, so? He goes, what's your plan? Just to lock these guys up? They can become valuable. I've made it so that they can't kill no one. And I made it so that they cooperate no matter what with any hero that's around. Do you understand? Aizawa's like, but Midoriya, you just can't make these decisions. He goes, why not? Everyone else makes these decisions. I'm sick of waiting. I'm sick of doing nothing. Look, we were attacked. How the hell were we attacked anyway when no one should know our location? No one should know nothing, right? And Aizawa looks at Izuku and Izuku goes, fundamentally, the system is flawed. Just throwing villains away is not going to do nothing. But how about using these villains? Using them, using their powers, using their abilities. You know? Helping us gain. What do we have to lose? And he's like, but can you be sure? And Izuku goes, I can permanently control people's minds. They work for me. And Aizawa looks at Izuku and goes, I'll take your word up on that, Midoriya. It's a little bit dangerous what you're playing. Izuku goes, I know, but I'm trying to draw out the big bad guy. All for one himself. If I get more of his followers on my side and working for me and for our agenda, our society, he will have to show himself, and then I'll break him. Aizawa hears his confidence in Izuku and goes, I like your thinking, kid, but next time just run and buy me a little bit, please. Izuku's like, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Everyone's fine. No one gets their quirk stolen. No one gets taken out. Izuku was just a monster. Muscular is the only one out of all the villains that gets sent to jail because Izuku don't like him. He wants to destroy him. What he did to Koda. Izuku goes, hey Koda, whenever you want, I'll come visit you, okay? I'll train you up, and when you become a hero, you can come join my agency. How about that? He's like, yeah, Izuku, and Izuku, call me a big bro. Here's my number. Contact me anytime. See you, ladies. See you, dude. To the Wild Wild Pussycats, and they leave. Izuku goes, are we really going to catch the bus? I don't want to wait hours getting back to UA. And Aizawa goes, then what do you plan to do, kid? Not like we can fly there. And Izuku goes, yeah, that's precisely what we can do. Everyone come close. Everyone class 1A, 1B, Aizawa and Vlad King come close and goes, ooh, what's going to happen? Izuku summons his massive blue Susanoo. Everyone floats off. They're like, what the? Monoma's like, well, class 1B is better. Izuku looks back at him and goes, shut the hell up. Instantly genjutsus him. And Monoma's like punches himself in the face and he goes, oh. Kendo goes, you deserve that. Shut up. And as they're flying on, everyone's like, man, this kid's something else. Why is he even doing it at the school? Aizawa goes, he's not at the school. He's just here because he wants to make sure everyone succeeds in a better way. And not only that, he's already got his hero license, his hero provisional license. He's going to get his hero license very soon. After he explains again what the hell is he doing with the villains. Izuku's like, oh, I will, don't worry. He gets them back to school and everyone finds out what goes down. Izuku gives the plans of where all for one bases are. And not only that, but he asks if these certain villains can be exempt under his care, under his supervision. And he gives them out Stain, Darby, Toga, Spinner, and Mr. Compress. They look at Izuku and at first they're like, but you're not even a full hero. Aizawa goes, I want him to become a hero. Nezu wants him to become a hero. All Might wants him to become a hero. This kid's beyond his age, beyond his years. It's ridiculous that he's coming to the school. The hero provisional, provision, they look at him, they're like, well, they give Izuku a test and he gets 100%. They do one more test with him, and it's against All Might and all the teachers, and Izuku just mops the floor with everyone just with one look. He goes, am I hero material now? And they're like, yeah, alright. Aizawa goes, that was unfair, kid. You should have fought us properly. And Izuku goes, why? I don't want to kill you guys. All Might laughs and he goes, yeah, that's true. He will kill us all. And so it's a big fast forward. Now, around this time, I'm going to say about 2 weeks, okay? 2 weeks time, they're able to find everything. Able to find out Aizawa's base. Not only that, even find where quick cancelling bullets come from. And that is Redestro. And that was with Toga and Spinner. They were able to find it. And not only that, Redestro's army. Okay? So Jisaki was being found. Those Jihai Zaikai have been found. They were the ones that have Manifest Trigger and the quick cancelling bullets. and the Meta Liberation Army, which is being controlled by Redistro. And so all the hero commission, everyone gets all this great information due to them being infiltrated by villains. And Izuku goes, so can you trust them now? And he goes, well, we can't trust them, but we'll trust you. And so what goes down is Izuku has entered into multiple operations working with Night Eye and all these agencies, you know, even helping heroes coordinate against All For One. And so what goes down is Izuku has, within 2 weeks, three raids. One raid is with, what's it called? All For One. The second raid, well, it's more priority. All For One is the strongest and most deadly and craziest out of them, so it's him. Number 2, Jisaki, because of his quick cancelling bullets. And number 3, the rise of Redistro and his massive 100,000 people. And so it begins. The Shigaraki's at the bar, like contemplating, cursing that all his team's gone. And All For One's like, no worries, Shigaraki. We'll reform our teams. He goes, hey, brat with those eyes. Aye. And then the door knocks on. And as the door knocks, he's like, who the hell? Boom! A massive Susanoo fist smashes through the wall. Izuku appears with All Might in them, and he goes, it's a raid. Hello, Shigaraki. Izuku grabs Shigaraki and goes, nice to see you. He slams him onto the ground. He's like, damn! Damn you! And Izuku grabs him and genjutsus him and goes, now where's your master? And as this goes down, a portal opens with sludge, and all these Nomu comes out, and Izuku's like, your master's a coward. And he goes, don't you dare call my master! And an explosion goes off in the background. Izuku turns around, he realizes All Might left the building. And All Might's fighting All For One. But Izuku can't just let these Nomus go up because they're all the same type of Nomus he fought at the USJ. And so without even hesitating, Izuku grabs his fan blade out and cuts all the Nomus into pieces, covering his blade with scorched fire or fire style, and starts to rip them all apart, tearing them anew, wasting them all. All the heroes that were there, they were pretty much useless, and Izuku goes, go on the next mission, like, pointless, you know? And as Izuku manages to get in the mall, and he's still got Shigaraki in his hands, as he lands to find All For One didn't hold back on All Might this time. He pushed All Might to a skinny form, to the point where he actually put his hand through All Might's chest. And bear in mind, he put his hand through All Might's chest. And as Izuku sees this, like, no, not again! All Might, no! And as Izuku screams, he sees this, it's like, damn! As he has a tear going down his eyes, as he looks up, he looks over, he sees Bakugo coming down. Now, bear in mind, Bakugo has been privy to this, and when Bakugo saw All Might get impaled, he reacted without thinking. He jumped out, and he went to go at 100% throwing it at All For One. All For One managed to catch Bakugo and stab him with the tendrils and tries to take one for him. When Izuku sees this, enough is enough. He reached an emotional climax to the point where Izuku finally awakens his Rinnegan. When Izuku awakens his Rinnegan, he has immense pain, but he doesn't worry. He jumps through the pain. He immediately does an almighty pull. Unintentionally, he pulls All For One to him. And Izuku doesn't even hesitate. He pulls his hand back, wrapping it with Susanoo power, and punches All For One. When he punches All For One, he hits the ground, causing pretty much like a United States smash, like All Might does. But this one's way more powerful. He knocks All For One out entirely. Izuku rushes to All Might, and with the last of his energy before he gets really tired, he puts his hands together, remembering one jutsu that he knows he can do now that he has the Rinnegan. He summons the King of Hell and chucks both Bakugo and All Might into the King of Hell. And as it does so, the King of Hell's mouth open, All Might is back to, well, 100% without being a skeleton no more. Bakugo is back to 100% too, and Izuku collapses on the ground. It's like, woo, done. Izuku looks at All For One. All For One is knocked out entirely. He can't do nothing. They put quick canceling cuffs on him and take him away. Izuku's like, good riddance, and he sleeps and goes, ugh. And I gotta do 2 more of these? Alright. Hey, All Might, and he goes, yeah. For the next mission, can we get all the heroes to stay away from me? And he goes, oh, why? And he goes, I'm not meant to be mean, but you guys are all on my way. And All Might goes, alright, kid. I'll make sure. And he goes, for which one anyway? And he goes, all of them. And he goes, you gotta have to talk to Night Eye about that. And he goes, I will. Izuku, after recovering after the day, everyone sees that this kid with the purple eyes took out the #1 villain. Jisaki, Redistro, everyone all in Japan know about this, and so they try their best to hide themselves, but they all know that All Might's pretty much retired, in a sense. Well, was retired until they saw him pop out of this gigantic hell mouth, you know, King of Hell's mouth, fully recovered. almost back in his prime. Even though he doesn't have one for all, the embers in his body ignites and stays burning. He's no longer as strong as he would be, but the part of the quirk retains in his body. I'm just going to say that by plot convenience, because I want All Might to be relevant. Kinda. And so a couple of days pass, and Izuku convinces Night Eye that he can take, what's his name? He can take on, Redistro and Overhaul, and he goes, well, normally I wouldn't listen, but I will go with what you did for All Might, and I will listen. And so when it comes to the what's his name, Overhaul, Izuku gets there, and as the guy breaks out of the building when the cops are raid, Izuku puts him under a genjutsu. He makes shadow clones, and they run through the entire building, and they take out every villain themselves. Izuku takes them all out. He has his team, the anti-hero villain, the anti-hero team. They've all infiltrated Redistro, and they planted situations, giving key information where everyone is, and staying just smiling, understanding that their work is working well. Darby is the same as well. Izuku used the King of Hell to heal Darby's injuries, and even though his skin tissue was destroyed thanks to the King of Hell, yeah, Darby's skin tissue is back to being normal. He looks exactly like how he should have, like a Todoroki. And Izuku goes, I understand you want to hide your identity, so keep it. I'll allow you for that, okay? Just whenever you're fully injured, just come back to me and I'll heal your injuries. Darby's like, thank you, master. And so they leave, you know. And so what goes down is, while Redistro and them don't know that they're actually being fully infiltrated, as Izuku attacks his Jihai Zaikai, this is when Redistro's area is being attacked at the same time. And a lot of his people have been taken out and captured really fast. Toga has evolved her quirk already to the point where she can, you know, copy people's quirks too, briefly. And, I failed to mention, Izuku has twice as well. Izuku fixed twice his mind, and so he can help out drastically. He's not crazy no more. He has full control of himself. Sorry about that. I knew I missed someone twice. And so, inspired by Izuku, because he can do clones as well, Twice makes clones and they envelop all the Meta Liberation Army. Bear in mind, they've been overlooked by Endeavor and All Might. Endeavor hates the fact that he has to allow villains to do the job. But under Izuku and under the plan, it works out for them, you know. Until the Ice Guy comes, but Darby appears and takes him out. He works well thanks to his body being healed. Endeavor finds out that Darby is Toya, but he can't interfere, he has to stay away. Darby takes out the Ice Guy and Twice and the League of Villains, well, the League of Izuku. Well, let's just say the Shinobi forces that Izuku has created. They are all working together to take out all the villains easy as, and they're working well, and they're just doing it until Izuku gets there. But anyway, Izuku goes back at Overhaul. Izuku takes the entire building relatively easy, and gets to what's it called, where Overhaul is. But this is when Izuku pops into Eri, and he bumps into her and goes, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And Izuku goes down to her and he goes, "This is the kid that Miria was talking about, the Lemillion." He picks her up and he goes, "Not to worry." And she goes, "No, he's evil. He'll kill you." And Izuku reads her mind and goes, "Oh, so that's what he does to you." He summons the King of Hell and puts her in there. She goes, "What is this?" Izuku uses wind style to blast Overhaul away, and he goes, "Just don't worry, it will heal you." It eats her briefly and spits her out or opens his mouth, and he grabs her hand. She goes, "I'm better." And Izuku takes all the fear away from her of Jisaki and tries to give her happy memories, or tries to help her out, and he goes, "I'm here to help you. My name is Izuku Midoria. I am the ghost of the Uchiha, the hero named Madara." And she goes, "That's all confusing." He goes, "That's alright." Izuku goes, "Not to worry, I got you." Overhaul rushes at Izuku, and Izuku's like, "Please." Wood style, wooden dragon jutsu. A wooden dragon appears and grabs Overhaul. He destroys the wooden dragon and reconstitutes it, but Izuku appears and kicks Redistro on the ground. Redistro Overhaul, and he pretty much owns him. He leans over to Overhaul. He tries to get up, but Izuku brainwashes him entirely, and he goes, "Your quirk is too useful to be taken away. Instead, I want you to be a part of my team." He instantly fully mind controls Overhaul, and he goes, "Your quirk will be used to help my people heal and get better, and help out with other injuries. You will also give up all your data upon quirk cancelling and trigger as well. This Jihai Zaikai have been disbanded immediately. You will revive the old leader, and you'll come work for me with my agency, the Shinobi agency." And Overhaul's like, he can't do nothing. He's Izuku's pet, pretty much. Izuku tells everyone that Overhaul was captured and he's coming with him. And at first, Naito was about to protest, but he realizes that Izuku, with all these villains working for him and not in prison, they pretty much listen. And he goes, how do you know these guys won't break out? And he goes, my mind control is permanent. That's all I need to say. And he goes, okay kid, I'll take your word for it. And so what goes down is Izuku goes, I gotta go though. Hey, Shirakumo. Shirakumo appears, Krogiri, and he goes, just call me Krogiri, I got used to the name. And he goes, well then, if that's your hero name, then Krogiri, can you open me a portal to where Distro is? And he goes, oh yeah, I've been waiting for that. And he goes, here you go. And Izuku goes, come on Overhaul, let's go. Izuku and Overhaul is about to walk through into that big guy that likes fighting, goes, can I join you too? This was the greatest fight I ever had. I've never been beaten so badly before. It gave me a rush. And Izuku goes, why not? He looks at the guy's eyes and instantly make sure that he permanently listens. And he goes, come on. And they come through. All the villains in the Jihazaikai that didn't want to help out, you know, they got arrested and got taken to Tartarus. But he takes the guy that fights and likes fighting, that actually fought Kirishima, and he takes Overhaul. When they get there, it's a battle zone. It's a massive battle zone. Gigantomachia entered the fight only due to the fact that Dr. Ujiko sent him out that way, you know? Just to like help out and just cause enough havoc, stating that Redistro is the new successor, but it's not. But what goes down is, as Gigantomachia is there, Izuku's like, wow, that's pretty cool. Gigantomachia is about to punch and destroy the building, but Izuku appears and creates a Susanoo, uppercutting Gigantomachia, and then makes a perfect Susanoo, grabs Gigantomachia, picking them up, climbing them together, and looks in his eyes using the Renegon, and takes full control of Gigantomachia, and tells him, Machia, calm down. If you're looking for the new successor of All For One, I am that successor and more. Alright, calm yourself. And he sits down and goes, yes, my master. And what goes down is Izuku looks around. This is when Distro comes out, and Izuku goes, you have a lot of influence. I don't want to destroy this entire village and city. Izuku signals to all his teams to come back. Everyone reforms by their team, all of the League of Shinobi, Izuku's Shinobi League. And what happens is Redistro comes out and goes, a smart and honorable man. So, how may I help you? And Izuku goes, we can either do this the good, easy way or the hard way. But since I don't have time and I don't want to waste time on you, we're going to do this the easy way. Izuku looks right at him and uses Renegon. You and the Metal Liberation Army will be working for me now. I am your new boss. I am your new leader. You hear me, Redistro? The ghost of the Uchiha himself, Madara, is the leader of the Metal Liberation Army. And what goes down is when everyone hears this, they're like, what? And he bows to Izuku. Redistro goes, yes, master. He goes, good. He tells everyone to stop fighting. And All Might and them come down and goes, Izuku, what's the meaning of this? Izuku goes, I'm sorry, All Might. I'm sorry, Endeavor, but I hate this hero society. I hate how it is. I hate how all the structure is. And so I've taken the Metal Liberation Army, I've taken the League of Villains, and I've taken the Shihazaikai. Now, they will be all being arrested, but none of you guys realize that I've actually implanted Genjutsu mind control additives to all your guys' minds. The world will bend to my will. The world will go the way I want it to go. Japan will change entirely. The villains will change, the heroes will change. And how you do that? By taking control of all the aspects. I control the underworld and I control the hero aspects of all hero facets of all hero kind. So in turn, my will become law. But the age of peace and prosperity will begin. The age of villain heroes that were fighting in Japan are over. The age of persecution with quirks is over. I will see to that. And All Might and them just look at Izuku and he goes, none of you heroes, every hero I've met as I became a hero itself, every agency, every person that's become a villain and all that are under my control. They're like, what the? Izuku goes, it pains me to say this, but this type of situation, this type of world needs to die in a sense where it needs to end with all these stupid fake heroes. A bigger margin should be placed. If people can't cut it out as heroes, they should become support heroes or normal citizens. People should freely be able to use their quirks without prosecution. And so the entire Metal Liberation Army joined Izuku 100%. Izuku takes Redistro's place in the building and he sits there, and from there Izuku begins to work. For the next 2 years, Izuku allows his friends to go on the way they do. Izuku marries Ochako. He marries actually. I know I didn't do a ship for Izuku because this Izuku's too busy, but I'm just going to state that he marries Nejire. He likes her, he finds her interesting, and marries her. Just because I was too lazy for the ship. But what goes down with Izuku is he brings, in the 2 years, he brings all the criminals, all the antics of the upper class and lower class of villainry and hero work to a big ass standstill. Crime completely dies in Japan. Absolutely. The movement of Trigger and the anti-quirk bullets is gone. Dr. Izuku has been taken into custody and he actually works for Hero Society. He helps quirkless people with implanting quirks, helping them out, helps people with mutations, even helps people in general. Izuku finds that getting rid of villains in a way where they are taken away is a good thing, but not using them to a potential to help the society, yeah, it's stupid. Izuku is a war criminal and he's always been known for that, for what he's done. But with his long lifespan and his abilities, it can't be overlooked. So he works for Izuku, and Izuku practically makes Japan one of the best places in the world. Japan becomes free from this stigma of quirk identity, and everyone can use their quirks sensibly, you know? The League of Villains, everyone's dismantled. Izuku dominates everyone. He is the top of the top, okay? Top of the top. And so Izuku has become number one. Him and Nejire become that, and I'm gonna do a big ass time skip, a 10-year time skip now, okay? Around this time, Izuku is the number one hero in Japan, Bakugo number 2. Around this time, all of Class 1A has joined Izuku fully, you know? The Meta Liberation Army, or just the Izuku Shinobi Corps. And everyone themselves are just top of the top, and rankings, everything like that. The Hero Society has completely shifted. There is hero work, there's hero support work, and everything like that, and everyone gets equal rights, okay? There's no celebrity that Izuku abolished that type of look. He hates it. He makes sure the heroes save everyone with a smile. At first, almost didn't like it, but over a period of time, everyone dramatically changes. Japan has become the beacon to all world society, and they all slowly but surely migrate to Izuku, Midoria, or Madara himself, where he becomes the number one, the top of the top. And as Izuku's there with his wife, standing with everyone, and he's in the building with Redistro. He has Redistro overhauled Stain in the room. Stain is Izuku's personal bodyguard. Redistro stays there because he's Izuku's main person that deals with the finances and business. And Overhaul runs the medical industry with Dr. Garaki or Izuku, and he helps everyone out. They talk about their plans and what they've been doing, and the empty seat that's right in front of Izuku appears a shadowy figure. At first, dimensions crack. The world mirror opens and Izuku Midoriya sits down. When Madara, Izuku looks at him and goes, "Who are you?" Izuku smiles and copies Madara's abilities. Now, I'm going to state that Izuku's super copy can copy anything, okay? He can copy mutations, he can copy quirks, he can copy anything he sees. He copies Izuku's Renegon, and it actually blows his mind, and he goes, "You know, your power is incredible. You actually haven't activated Sage Mode yet." And so Izuku goes, "Yeah, I know he hasn't, but he's getting close." But what goes down is, as Izuku is talking to Madara, Madara notices that Izuku has the Renegon, and he goes, "So you're about to explain something to me?" And Izuku goes, "Yeah, you actually have Sage Mode, the part on your chest, that scar." And Izuku goes, "Oh yeah, I remember that. That had Hashirama Senju's face on me." And Izuku goes, "Yeah, well that's the thing that allowed you to fully awaken the Renegon so easily. Why don't you activate Sage Mode and feel out?" And Izuku just focuses and he unintentionally activates Sage Mode and he goes, "I didn't even think to use this. Oh my god," he looks around. "The world is so different." Izuku goes, "Everything would have been easy if you used this ability, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And when he looks at Izuku, he sees that Izuku has Sage Mode marks over his eyes, and he's like, "Hey, you just copied me." Izuku goes, "I can't help it, it's my quirk." And he goes, "You're me." And I go, "Yes, I am you, okay? But we look a little bit different because you're the reincarnation of Madara Uchiha from the Naruto realm, right?" And he goes, "How do you know this?" And he goes, "Don't worry, I'm connected to every single version of me in the multiverse, okay? And you're one aspect of me. But I can tell you right now, you're incredible and you're amazing. I like the way you changed this world. Yeah, the world is not innocent, the world is not nice. But with what you have done, you did the right thing. Both heroes and villains can attribute to what you have done. The world can learn from this. And I must say, Izuku, I apologize to Madara. When time comes, I would like to recall you, if you don't mind." He goes, "Not at all. Just looking at you, knowing that you have the ability to copy my power. Now you have my Renegon in Sage Mode, I'm just super impressed." He goes, "Don't worry about it. I would have had it before, but you know, semantics." And he goes, they both laugh, and Izuku goes, "Well, I'll see you later, Madara. And by the way, I'm the one above all, Deku." Okay? And he goes, "Well, nice to meet you, Deku." Izuku smiles, he goes, Kachan's name, that sticks in every universe. And Izuku goes, yes it does. And he disappears, and Madara goes, well later Deku. He goes, see ya Madara. And so as Izuku comes back to his one above all, Deku goes back to his world. Madara, he looks around and sees Madara run his world to the best. The whole world eventually converges to Madara's will. And what he's doing, where people are free to use their quirks freely and no prosecuted, at the same time villains get subdued by Izuku and his shinobi team, it becomes a worldwide thing. Ochako, the universal entity known as Ochako, looks down and goes, well, that was entertaining. I actually really liked it. In fact, I think I might leave this open for now. And he goes, oh, you want to see more reincarnations? He goes, yes, but can you show me this Naruto world? I just want to look at it. And Izuku goes, oh, fine. Izuku swipes his hand, and the dimension changes color a little bit, and he goes, we're in the Naruto realm. What did you want to see? And he goes, are you connected to any of these by way of your other clones? And he goes, no. This is an independent unit multiverse I'm watching. And she goes, how are you able to? And he goes, I'm the one above all, Deku. You should see this other universe. It's crazy. It has this guy named Goku. He's just supremely powerful. I can't believe it. And this multiverse is run by a being named Zeno. And if I look at him correctly, I think I'm more powerful than he is. In fact, thanks to my ability to copy and absorb abilities, I'm able to technically, yeah. And she goes, what do you mean? He goes, my abilities is pretty much quantum. I'm an omniversal being. Like, I quantumly manipulate anything and everything now, thanks to my quirk. And she goes, oh, so you're just a direct god? He goes, yeah, pretty much, but that's only because of Dr. Kahu. And she goes, who's this Dr. Kahu you explain of? And he explains the symbol. He's the one that narrates my story. I'm only as powerful as he states, the storyteller. And she goes, oh, I see. And he's made you, and he goes, the one above all. I'm his strongest character he's making, or made. I'm the most powerful character that he'll ever make. Well, I think. And he looks up at the symbol. The symbol gives him a thumbs up, which I am actually giving him, the one above all, Deku, a thumbs up. And he goes, I won't be the only one, of course, but yeah. And she goes, well, I wish I had a story all about me. And Izuku goes, yes, your story is my story, my love. But he goes back out, he goes, I don't want to be in this dimension for too long. Let's go back to our realm. She goes, okay. They go back to the world, and he goes, now what story do you want to see next, my love? And she goes, well, we put it off long enough, but I wouldn't mind seeing next though, another reincarnation one. And he goes, oh. And he goes, yeah, a character that was from what is called the One Piece universe. And he goes, oh, you want to do a One Piece? What if? He goes, no. I want to stick with our universe for now, because that One Piece universe looks too bit chaotic. And Izuku goes, yes. And he goes, and she goes, well, what about this? Can you choose between these three? And so for everyone that is out there still up until this point, I'm going to give you three choices. Those that are loyal to the video and have liked to watch these, those that make the choice in the comment section, I want you guys to choose. I'm going to give you three options at the end of the what if. I'm not going to put it in the community tab. I'm going to put it at the end of the what if, okay? So these are the three suggestions I want from the reincarnation one. From the what ifs that are there. You either choose from what if Deku was Kaido's reincarnation, what if Deku was Goldie Rogers' reincarnation, or what if Deku was Redestro's son? Now that I said that, I hope you guys liked it. Now Izuku goes, okay, I like the choices. Well, we'll leave it up to the community tab, Dr. Kahu. And so as Izuku waits for my response, this is where we'll leave this what if, guys. I hope you guys like this what if. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and yeah. Thank you guys all. I hope you guys like this interactive Dr. Kahu versus what if. I'm going to be collaborating all my universes together, and if you guys are still here, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And as usual, guys, this is Dr. Kahu saying peace.